Do you think I'd like Wuthering Waves more if I replace the main character's model with a extraordinarily overweight, obese version? I'm just wondering that maybe what I'm lacking, well, the problems, the visceral reaction that I'm gaining to Wuthering Waves could be overcome via a artificial manufacturing of fetish. Like, I'm not particularly into giant, oversized women, but maybe I can gaslight myself into it, you know? Maybe if I say it enough, I'll come around to it and be like, you know, I feel sick every time I look at every bit of story writing that comes out of Wuthering Waves, but like, watching this oversized, horrific monstrosity, massive flesh roll around makes me think, you know, there could be worse experiences in the world. Detective, don't make a mention of your other proclivity for beast women. Don't make... Wait, I do? Wait, when did I have a proclivity for beast women? I'm trying to manufacture a fetish here. I don't have it. I'd love to say, don't worry. I've already counted, and I can just add it in there. Unfortunately, I don't think I have any particular sexual proclivities towards oversized women and/or anything else really that is particularly over the top and or disruptive to the point where I could add it in as a mod to Wuthering Waves and distract myself from the otherwise awful, story. Oh, true. Proclivity for me. I didn't think of that. But that's not going to help me in Wuthering Waves. Oh! I did it again! I did it again! Oh my god, how did I do it that time? That was like some Xbox fucking 360 bullshit. Like, I'm playing like a PlayStation cheat code or some bullshit. Like, go backwards 5 steps, turn around in a circle, and then jump 3 times, and then you will reach the special zone. My god. What have we found? I'm back in the back rooms. Back through... Oh my god. Oh my god! Wow. The back rooms have their own back rooms. Wait, can I just like walk through the wall there? I can! So it's like, it's only one way. Oh my god. Ah! I don't know if I want to die in here. Maybe I never leave. Oh, you said, don't be sad that your videos don't make 10k views. No! No! Ah! No, I will not hurt myself over Wuthering Waves. Worry not. Worry not. Wuthering Waves cannot, bring about, self-harm for me. Outside of emotional self-harm. Like, you know, I'm emotional... Ooh! Now, what happens if I try and leave while inside the back rooms? We need to know. Am I gonna enter into the outside world back rooms? No. Damn it. I like it. People are bowing towards me. But, no. It's an unfortunate truth that, Wuthering Waves, did fall apart. Now, I feel bad, Wuthering Waves. I do. I apologize for my constant cruelty towards you. But you must understand, Wuthering Waves. You have done horrible things to me. Namely, you keep pretending like you can be good. There's a big difference between a lot of like things where I've talked about it before, but obviously Wuthering Waves has, I think, fundamental problems that will prevent it from ever being that good. Like, for example, it keeps bringing up the same major problems, and it has to use those same major problems in its story that are then compounded further by poor writing habits. Especially in that ending. Good lord, that ending. Wuthering Waves, you need help. Like, you need someone... What? Was that a maid? That was random. Everyone's got a maid. Neat. But, yes, it is an unfortunate truth that Wuthering Waves... I think has problems which are beyond the pale. Will they be able to overcome them? I don't think so. I honestly think that perhaps the first time that they will overcome them to make an okay story will be the point where they don't focus on them so much. For example, perhaps don't involve the stupid Theoden, King Theoden from Lord of the Rings. They don't involve some of the Sentinel stuff. They move beyond the annoying mascot child thing. They basically need to essentially do a story that's not even got to anything to do with their main story, which is a big fucking problem. Like, given how much they need to include those things. And when they do include those things, they need to make sure that every other part of the story is still at least interesting. Otherwise, like, the moment you fuck up, I'm going to be more annoyed. It's a difficult thing. I did find NTE as a more effective self-insert gacha. I almost considered going back to the gacha for the Hotoris banner. See, yes, I would agree. I stopped playing NTE. I did play a little bit offline. I stopped playing NTE, but I would say that NTE is a more effective self-insert manga, because NTE really goes all in on the self-insert elements and the freedom in the gameplay. Like, you can get your girlfriend and whatnot. You can you know, hold hands with women. It's very impressive. There's a lot of more self-inserty elements. Whereas Wuthering Waves, it kind of wants to be not just that. It wants to have more of a, like, kind of, oh look, I'm kind of special, I'm unique kind of element for its main character, which in turn isn't well done. It's like interesting. It's like, you know, I keep saying that, like, you know, the main rover has zero protagonist, no actual story energy, and the truth is, yeah, they don't, but that doesn't stop them from trying, whereas NTE doesn't even try at all. So you might say, hey, well, you benefit more from it. But it is what it is in that regard. So I think this might be the last quest I'm on. Maybe this one, or maybe the next one. Last quest before I finish the 2.0 patches. And then I can turn around and say, wow, what do I expect from the next one? Honestly, considering how they've been going with the Fractus, and I heard that the next one is supposed to be about Pavlova, no doubt the next one will be the let's make Pavlova an understandable character. Maybe try and make her, like, give her a story, which is going to be the biggest kind of attempted useful thing, because, like, I have said that Pavlova, outside of a few moments and relatively recently, where I keep getting annoyed of her mystery box element is losing its charm, has been the most interesting element, the villains. But, like I said, the villains are clearly villains in quotation marks in a lot of the cases. Like, I don't see them being that villainous, despite the fact that I could, like, draw lines with the fact that they have villains that attack and murder you. One of my most annoying things for gachas is their tendency to have their villains ultimately be heroes, or never really cross the line, so there's always a position to just turn around and say, oh, don't worry, they're now a good guy, because they never killed anyone and they were always the nicest thing ever. Could this game win you back? Now, I've said it before in a meme that, like, oh my god, sudden hot steamy sex scene with Lupa. Like, having a serious consideration, I think it's possible, but I don't think it's probable, if you understand my meaning. For example, like, yeah, a hot steamy sex scene as a meme is interesting. But could they integrate it in a way that I would actually care about beyond the meme of, look, oh my god, hot steamy sex scene? Or alternatively, could other parts of the story? I think they could. And I think the only way to do that is drastic action, though. For example, let's address that the rover has no personality. Let's turn around and say, like, basically overturn the entire narrative structure to give it back the energy that I want for it. Let's say that, for example, this entire world, you know, we've dealt with story elements where they're dealing with, you are the protagonist, this is the story, this is the climax type stuff as a power system. Why not go to the next possible degree and turn out that the protagonist as Rover is not actually, like, doesn't actually act like this. The personality that I think I had in the past actually exists. and it's nothing like I'm seeing. And like it turns out that everything that's going on is to push me down a specific direction. And in doing that, which might actually already be this part of the story the practice dudes are trying, they have simplified and fucked around with parts of the story. Basically, integrate some of the problems that you have as like the story, which is like the fact that it's way too much the chosen one. The main character has no personality that's actually interesting. They haven't utilized and have so far not utilized a lot of those cool elements, such as the fact that I'm like a million years old or whatever, at all, or if they've hand waved it in such a bad way. They should utilize those bad elements and turn them around into a reason they were bad to then develop off it. I know that's like hope, and like a lot of people will say, oh my god, they're just resetting. But I honestly think it might be the only really big way for me to turn around and call this a great game. It can become a good, okay, maybe not good, maybe it can become a interesting game with flashes of good, in individual narrative elements and stories, without changing those things. But if it wanted to become a GFL level game for me, it would need to do something fundamentally crazy. And to do that, I think it needs to leverage the bad elements of a story and say, I was only acting retarded. And I know that sounds stupid, but it's the truth. You need to turn around a game and say, actually, yeah, I was acting stupid. This is actually part of my plan. Otherwise, I'm just going to say, oh, okay, you are stupid. But it is what it is in that regard. I think I'm hopeful for like the other gacha games, and when they come out, I will give those a shot as well. But Wuthering Waves, I don't think I will give any of those other games a big shot like Wuthering Waves. It's mainly because I think Wuthering Waves is such an example of a badly written, poorly paced story, that I really kind of have a fascination with it and its ability to become something more, or it's convincing people that it's become more. I honestly want to have a talk about this in general. Like, there is a truth to be said for people who... Okay, a lot of people don't like great games, or they turn around and they find themselves like watching an anime that a lot of other people like say horrible things about, but they'll defend it to the death. Like, they'll look at Wuthering Waves here. They'll look at all of the things I've pointed out, even if I stripped away all of like the personal attacks I would have on them, or the things that would be perceived as personal attacks, because a lot of people tie up their self-worth in these games and things, which is, you know, that's just how it is. I'm not saying you can avoid it, because there's truth of, you know, like, so I probably have my own self-worth pushed up into that. But there is a fact that a lot of people do. She's got magic, but there's a fact that a lot of people like tie up their self-worth in these things to the point where they can't accept criticism and they defend it to the death. And that just goes to show that, like, you know, people like me, someone who's complaining about these things, aren't right all the time, because, you know, humans can still like something that's actually trash, and they'll defend it to death. Am I the weird one? Is part of the question that's coming up here. For example, my recent discussion of the Yomi show. There are, I think, pretty solid reasons for me to dislike Yomi. I talked about the poor implementation of its story elements, the fact that it ignored major narrative twist elements, and tries to rushly justify them later out of order, and all these elements that show that the author themselves either came to realize that they'd written something badly or ignored something important, or that they were forced to address it. Like some element of that. And they defend it by using every excuse you can imagine that really doesn't distract from the problem. They'll say something like, oh, but later on, that comes up that all the people in the village were actually super evil. And I'm like, yeah, but that's clear that none of those things were written into the start. And none of those things were considered in the DNA. It's very clear that the writer... Why can't I go through there? It's very clear that the writer didn't see it as a problem until someone else had pointed it out to them. And therefore, even if you put in a justification later, that doesn't change anything. That's just like getting your marching orders after, like, you know, your favorite politician tries to spin their recent fuck up. Like, you gotta like accept it, is what I'd like to say. But a lot of people will still stretch those things and defend it to the death. And just like Wuthering Waves, I'll say all these terrible things about Lupa, and you, person who likes Wuthering Waves, who's listening right now, will turn around and say, but all of these XYZs. Oh, but Lupa's like this. Oh, but Pavlova's like this. Oh, that Carthier's like that because of X, because of Y. And I'll point out these problems, these negative elements, these easy improvements that seem something that they could do, and they will still just kind of crawl into their shell and start just repeating those same lines as though they justify everything that went wrong. Like, they'll start saying things like the Yomi show. Oh, but the sister, the village killed off the parents in an assassination. It's like, yeah, doesn't justify all the things done to these innocent villagers. Gabu murdered a bunch of people. How do you justify these things? How do you justify? It's like, but then again, it's not really the fact of justifying. It's how do you justify a character acting like this and not really caring about the deaths? And it's like, we'll go around in a circle with them trying to call out things that they can defend. You know, basically making a strawman argument in their brain to defend. And it's not that they're like, you know, evil for this. It's that people just tie themselves up so deeply into these games and stories that they can't accept the criticism. And I'll do that too, to a degree. I'm sure I do. And I try to be a person who can be like, okay, I really love these things, but I admit there are problems here. I'll, for example, GFL, like there's the fucking, the Alice in Wonderland-esque arc where it's one particular like mainline series event that is necessary for understanding some element of the relics, in a kind of like vague referential way that people look at and go, I personally would go, what the fuck? And I'm sure other people do. And and I don't like it. I think it was a really weird part. And while I live with it, I think it was a really fucking weird part. And if someone was to tell me, oh my God, this is stupid, I would agree with them. But maybe that's just because I am like, I don't know, I've gone through the ringer, and maybe like if I was earlier into anime and games and manga and stuff, maybe my first response would be just to defend it without quarter. The fuck you standing up there? That's a dangerous place, boy. But detective incest. There's no incest in these games. I mean, I think I've heard there is, but I think that's because of Cope. Okay, well, okay. I don't know for sure, but I know there's a character that the rover meets who everyone called their daughter. But I think that was a bit of like, just like, you know, oh my God, you knew her while she was little, and you flash back to when you were like younger, and you were like with her for like a period of time when she was younger. That makes you her mother, as opposed to you literally birthed her. I would totally support a main character having even a fucking, like, you know, let's say Virgin Mary, non-concept, like, what's the conception lacking birth or whatever, like I would support that as a story, because it's just an interesting idea for a gacha character to literally have a child that is genetically related to them. That's crazy. Like, even if it's like magical bullshit, they usually don't do that. But I'm almost certain, without full knowledge, that quote-unquote daughter is literally just like fandom kind of like, it's daughter Fu as opposed to actual daughter. Because I'm pretty sure like the newest chapter, people were talking, there was like shipping moments between those two. So what basically it comes down to is there was like just some reason you looked after this girl when she was younger in the narrative. And now when you meet her later on as like an older character, people like, when the game devs just basically said, yay, look, you can ship her now, that basically blew all of the fandom desires to say that she was a waifu, I mean a daughter out of the ocean. But I don't know for sure. But yes, I'm just kind of pointing out that people will defend these things to the death, and they'll go on to forums, they'll dislike videos, they'll make like they'll lie about things, just like they'll lie about people, just like they'll lie about my political candidates can do no harm. Or my particular person who I've come to convince myself I don't like, they won't accept any sort of like, this person can do has done anything good or wrong. Like if it's a bad person that I don't like and I've decided they don't like, everything they do is bad. And if it's a person that I agree with in some way, then everything they do is perfect. That's just the truth of how people respond to a lot of criticism when it comes to fictional content of their own games and stories. It's a sad reality that we kind of just have to deal with as people who play games and like attempt to criticize them. It's why, even though I'll see like occasional comments on my videos of like, you know, someone either looks like they're either 10 years old or 60 years old, maybe 40 years old, I don't know, comment on a video whenever I make fun of like a game or an anime or a visual novel or something that I personally have like beef with, like Clanad, just for a meme. They'll comment, say like, you don't know good anime when it sees you, but poorly written and like the spelling's wrong. And for some reason they'll put like long breaks between all of their stuff saying ... So it'll be like, you in like, just imagine this in bubblegum text of like, you know, you with just a single letter and all that kind of bullshit with like poorly spelled, like, you don't know a good anime. It's the perfect anime. It's really emotional. You're just like a bad player and a bad viewer. You're like really bad at this. You should stop. I hate you. Like shit like that. Those people are acting out like just a defensive instinct. You can't hate, well, you can make fun of them, and I do, but they are just basically people you need to accept that are just, they're acting out a defensive instinct against something that they have placed as a pure like point in that defines their personality. And while these things exist for me too, I like to think that I've reached a point where I can just kind of nod and go, yeah, I know that part that you're talking about is stupid. And like, you know, I can admit to the faults of the things that I have as my babies, my darlings, as they were. I like to think that, I mean, but it's an ongoing battle for everyone. And anyone who thinks that they have somehow overcome that and that they are better than the person who responds who can't help but like screech and scream when you use the word, like, I don't know, you use words or phrases for something that they truly love or have, or like a thing that they've come to see as a defining position in their ethics and morality. For example, as like, you know, and something that overall. For example, on TikTok, I've released a few of my shorts on TikTok. Just to, you know, promote the channel, because let's be honest, I'm promoting my channel. You talked about how my video haven't reached 10k views recently. True, real, accurate. I need to get my 10k views, Zach. So I support myself on TikTok and stuff like that. And one of my most well-performing videos on there, a very top comment on that video is literally just a person complaining about the word lowly. I used the word lowly in it, and so they start attacking the video. Maybe they had problems with something of what I'd said about the video, and they just take out that element because they hate, they're like, I hate what you're saying. I'm going to pull it apart because you used the word lowly. And that's just how people are. They attack and they look for something to undermine you. Even though it's the stupidest shit ever, it's just a word. But like, they don't see that. They see like, you attacked me, I'm going to attack you because I like this thing and you used a word that is mildly controversial in my fucking childlike brain and understanding of the world. It's just how these things are, which is, again, a thing with, you talked about incest as a concept. People talk about Oshinoko, who don't like Oshinoko or just one element of Oshinoko. They'll attack and call everyone like some sort of crazy fucked up person who wants who's into like incest in real life, as though fucking genetics aren't a real thing, and you can't just look at someone who's like an incest baby and go, god damn, how many chromosomes. Like, they'll attack those things and be like obtuse about it, purely on the backs of like, I don't like how you acted or reacted, and I've perceived you as a villain in my life. It's just how these things go. You got to understand how people are. Everything's like you'd love to have a world filled with people who can make informed decisions about something, but you either touch on something that's their sacred cow, you mention like a Wuthering Waves thing, and they'll turn around and they'll start attacking you, or you mention something that is part of their tied up self-worth element, and they get upset. And they don't have logic. Humans aren't logical, and for the betterment, of course, because if we were all like some sort of horrific logical species, we'd probably have the most boring fucking stories ever. And while I lament the fact that it's like a little glass box, that's cool. And while I lament the fact that humanity is so kind of cringy in that way of that we can get overwhelmed. How do I fly again? I want to fly. How I lament the fact that we can get obsessive and like kind of ruin ourselves in a lot of ways, and ruin stories and narratives, and can't separate fact from fiction, and obsess and do all this censorship, and like you see like people who are like, I'm gonna shoot you and because you're a horrible person because of like the dumbest fucking reasons ever. Like all these dumb things that come about from, say, fictional stuff, like me talking about Wuthering Waves and stuff. All these things, at the very least, add spice. Even if ultimately they are like depressingly stupid. You know? I love joining to damn how many chromosomes. Yeah, I'm just kind of like discussing humanity's tendency to be like terrible in a lot of like ways, and like our societies can get really annoying and like obsessed with little dumb things that shouldn't be considered like this. But on the flip side, if we were like a non-emotional species that were just all logical the way, we probably wouldn't make these stories that we like. As much as you have probable elements of stories that you don't like, or bad elements of stories, like I find myself looking at Wuthering Waves and like scoffing, or there are people out there who absolutely hate some tiny tropes and stuff. All those people, at the very least, are emotional and can make interesting creative choices. Whether if we're all just like one big amalgamation of like thoughts and spirit and experiences, we would fucking be boring as fuck as like a species. Yeah. We would just be unironically boring as fuck. Why can't I fly? I thought I should fly. Wait, was it? I thought I could fly. Whatever. Yeah, but just some shower thoughts about like all things. So it's like, I think it's getting to me because I'm seeing so much more like kind of like anime hatred against anime, hatred against games and stuff, that it really has been kind of like growing in the world, which has been like really pissing me off, because I hate it. I do hate it, as much as oh, what the fuck? As much as I understand why humans come to the conclusions that they do, and like they fall into these blocks of people, it does depress me and annoy me that we can't really like live and let live. We can't really exist as a species that okay, so all the water's gone. Yeah. We just kind of obsess over shit like that, which I wish there was a middle ground that I could achieve. Like personally, for example, when it comes to like a world, in my idealized world, if I could control the world, would be one of strict rules to enable like you to choose what you want. For example, let's say Twitter, like a good example is Twitter or X. With X, a lot of people in various countries are upset over X for a variety of reasons. They're like, hey, there's too much porn. Hey, there's too much hatred. Hey, there's too much of politics I disagree with. Hey, there's too much X, Y, Z. Like all these things that they had. Or they'll say, hey, they're suppressing the things they like, or all this kind of things, or like all that stuff. I would desire a world where you open up your X for the first time, and a very clear, easy to understand UI comes up. And that easy to understand UI strictly informs you about the things you would see. And I know there are elements in like tools like blocking and muting for all these things, but there's like a way that could basically say, okay, so you don't like seeing lewd anime girls. Fair. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. Ah, okay. I'm gonna die. Where am I? Oh, I didn't. Okay, I guess there was an easy way around that. But like, you could easily decide and clearly go, oh, I don't like those things. I'm not going to get involved in that. So it's like, okay, I don't like those things. I'm not getting involved in those things. And then everyone's happy. Like the person who comes on Twitter And it's like, oh, I'm just, you know, here I want to see big titties. I want to see all this other bullshit, and I want to leave it at that. And I don't care what other people think. And if people want to see that, they want to see that. And they don't complain. And we have some sort of like way to shape the freedom of that choice around everything. But most people, unfortunately, complain at length because a lot of their feelings of belief are tied up in also the belief that other people should agree with them. So it's not a matter of, I don't personally like titties of big anime girls, therefore I'm going to make it so no one can see big titties of anime girls. That I don't, it's just me. Everyone needs to, leave me alone. Leave me alone. It's everyone has to have the same morality. It's you know, it's been throughout history, human history. Like, it's always been I believe this, I'm going to force my morality. Now, for some, and here's the thing, is they're not wrong. For example, Christian ministries, a lot of people don't really like Christians, or they have this idea of the ministries of religious groups who have gone to various countries and added in and like, you're ruining the local societies. However, what do we feel like when we see that those ministries went to like places like and then like removed pagan beliefs where they were sacrificing children or women or doing like human sacrifice or taking actions that led to horrific things for individuals? You're like, okay, well, maybe we should stop that. And that comes into like where I say, oh, well, now I've got an element, I've got an ethical position where I want something to happen in a certain way. I'm infringing upon these cultures' beliefs to enable my own beliefs, which is that I don't think people should be sacrificed, for example. So how do we define these things? And the truth of the matter is, because like I think a child kind of believes that there's a morality that everyone can agree to, like a progressive position that everyone goes to eventually, that everyone reaches. And the truth is there's not. There's not. And that's why I think people have to, the unfortunate truth is, while I want that freedom of everyone just live and let live for like anime, for games, for like fictional content, and like, you know, has a ethical belief, they look at anime and fictional content that they complain about, especially with things like, you know, big titties, and saying that it's all like, you know, disruptive. Just like I would look at the fucking fact that a bunch of like people dying in like a paganistic ritual 500 years ago that was like stomped out by the church is a good thing. They would look at like the destruction of online stuff on like on X or of Twitter, and the destruction and like removal of all like sexual content. They would be like, this is a net good, net positive for everyone. And that's the issue we come into, that we can't agree. And that that's why I've come to the ultimate conclusion about these things, that the only real way is you have to, you can't just say, well, live and let live, and just ignore everything. You unfortunately need to stand up for those beliefs to try and make that world that you believe in. I believe in the world where everyone is, like, can have the freedom to do what they want as long as they're not harming other people as a fundament. Like, and I don't believe that having sexual interests in cute anime girls is a thing that would ultimately result in like extreme harm to people. I don't think that's true. And I think that, you know, even if it was true to some degree, then we just need to have reasonable safeguards of parents making those choices, or people being understanding and informed about their choices, and knowing what kind of negatives can come about from them. But you need to stand up for that, because if you don't, the side that doesn't want something like that is going to come around and just like kick your teeth in. So while I love that idea of you open up X, the UI says, do you like these things? Do you not like these things? And then lets you not see them. The truth is, people will always then follow up with, I don't like these things, therefore no one should have these things. And they're not wrong. It's just a matter of their worldview forcing mine. And I'm going to say it. I think mine's better. I think my culture and my belief system is better than the person who's advocating for a lack of freedom. I believe it, and I will follow through on it. And it's the only way. It's a sad truth that I have come to, and it's taken a while for me to kind of get to, that I can't live just in a room saying nothing. Oh, look at all these lines. Where are they going? I can't just live in a room. Wow, look at all like the tech tech-looking ships. I do like it when they have some, like, weird, you know, ancient tech things. Little battleship-looking type shit. Well, not battleships, more like little hovercraft. That looks cool. So, yeah. My bottom line is this. People will always defend their beliefs about things to the death. Even if you point out how negative those things are. And that is just a fundament of humanity. So all my discussion about Wuthering Waves, all the depths that I was talking about, all of that bullshit, all of the stuff I talk about, like fucking random anime, like not liking elements of anime or stuff like that, all of that comes down to just how humans are. And the only way you can really deal with it is you need to just stand by your beliefs and systems. I'd love people to be all open in their belief systems, but I'm not going to lie. When I say I want you to be more open in your belief systems, I say that because I believe mine are fundamentally correct and will fundamentally convince you, even though I know that's like that's like arrogance. Shut the fuck up, Rover. All right, there's the new quest. The new world. I shall go forth. I shall go forth. But yes, I will. After having that somewhat meandering discussion about human thought processes, which, you know, I'm not well spoken perfectly in all of these things. I kind of just vibe code my way to discussions on them. But it is what it is, and I hope that you at least got across that I am, you know, I'm not lying to you. I'm not putting on. I was actually seeing this about someone lately, about like online personalities and stuff. There's a very big tendency for them to change their belief system or seem to stop talking about certain things or stop acting in certain ways when they get influenced, specifically like by fame. I know that one of the more recent ones that people talk about that I saw was that guy who does the drama videos using the VTuber model. What's his name? He does Rev says Desu. No, Rev says Desu, or whatever. He recently there was like a whole thing about him not talking about specifically fictional content stuff. With regard to, I think it was lolis, but I think it might have been sexualized anime girls in general, but I'm not sure about that. And it was not so much the fame and stuff that had got to him, but he had a position where, you know, his girlfriend developed in like in a certain way, and then kind of essentially like he adopted her belief system of like, while he doesn't want to talk about these things because he's come to a position where he doesn't want to promote them, even though his original position was X, Y, and Z. And a lot of people do have those kind of flips based on like their surroundings. And I've noticed, I think that one is a bit more understandable. Like, you know, you've got a girlfriend, she wants you to change your positions because, you know, that's just how it is. You change for other people. Like, you know, you love her. And while like you still might have those beliefs in there, you're going to stop talking about them. You're going to stop spreading them because of your desire to have a happy family or whatever it is. But I think that the ones that make me less like more like annoyed are the people who change their positions based off fame and trend. And trend is a big one. Like, let's say, you know, someone was like talking about how much they love massive titties, right? And then they turn around and say, oh, anime is a destructive thing because they started getting, you know, sponsors. And those sponsors were like, well, we don't like these things. And, you know, to get more people to look at their stuff, they wanted to make more money, so they needed to stay away from these things. So they started, like, attacking these things. It's always, like, a kind of, you know, such a cynical kind of system that I really don't like it. I really hope that I never fall into that. That I never, like, start saying nice things about every company I come across. Like, every Wuthering Waves thing is suddenly, like, grit through teeth. Of like, oh, Wuthering Waves, you've done so well for yourself. And it's because I'm getting paid. Or I suddenly start saying, oh, God, the art is so good. But, oh, she's a little bit too sexy, guys. Look at the China dress. A bit too much skin, guys. That kind of system coming up. I would really hate if I became that person. I would hate that my own kind of just like, it's not like a strong series of beliefs of like, I believe sexy anime gay girls should be everywhere. It's just like, if I was to like start self-censoring and like, you know, self-deluding or saying like wrong things that I don't believe in just for the sake of getting on the good side of like a perceived trend or avoiding some mob that I think that would like me more. I hope I don't become like that one day. Have you seen that anime man video? People talk about complaining too few female protagonists. No, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that, but I don't watch like I know of Anime Man. He's the guy with the beard. I haven't watched much of his stuff at all. I know of Giguk and stuff like that. I don't know how much they've changed, because just talking about like anime and controversial elements of anime, because there are a lot of controversial elements of anime, mostly brought in by like tourists and like new blood, especially from like 2020. And also the new blood from 2020 and like various companies and, you know, trying to make money and like, you know, trying to change the medium for their own ways, and they have all of these things and thoughts people have had and enjoyed for like years and decades, and they're trying to change it. And that, I don't know if they've changed their beliefs on something for like those purposes. For example, I don't know if Giguk originally was like, hell yeah, I love me some, I don't know, like intense crazy bullshit like murder anime, and then turned around and said, oh, I don't like it anymore. I don't think so, because I've never really looked at those. I mean, I don't know, so because I've never really looked at those people. You'd rather not compromise your belief for the pursuit of money. Yes, that's a perfect way to put it. I'd rather not compromise my beliefs for the pursuit of money, or not just the pursuit of money, because like as much as like the pursuit of money is a big factor for a lot of those people who change their thoughts, also I don't want to compromise for the pursuit of like fame or perception of being liked by people. It's a difficult road, and like it's easy for people to say, well, just ignore the people who would call you a fucking loser, or like, you know, make fun of you for liking, like, I don't know, Ishizoku reviewers. Like, just ignore those people. And like, yeah, you should, but it doesn't change the fact that humans are a very social creature, and people will react and respond to that social pressure. They want the likes, they want the clicks, they want the perception that they're a good person. Nobody likes having the perception of that they're a bad person or a creep or something like that. And that's why a lot of people do change as well, because they don't like being considered those things. So they gaslight themselves into new beliefs, or they just pretend or hide away those things. And I hope that I don't do that either. Money, social pressure, likes, clicks, views, perception of being a good person. I hope none of those things change my beliefs or lead me to compromise on things. And I hope so. I don't know if I can hold to that. You know, I'm very small right now. I've got small channel. I don't have sponsors that I have monetary responsibilities to, fiduciary responsibilities to like maintain certain like beliefs or at least act in a certain way in public. I don't have fans that are, you know, only believe in, like, I assume that you guys have certain beliefs that you have about me that you probably think I would follow through on. But I think, and maybe I don't have those beliefs that you share in some degree. And I'd hoped that I follow through with my beliefs, and I hope that I don't change those beliefs based on whether or not my perception of you guys not liking me anymore would change or something like that. You know what I'm saying? It's a bit muddy what I'm saying. It's just, you know, it's just how it is. You know, but female protagonist thing, just as a random thing, I don't know if it's a controversial take, but I like female protagonists. I think there can be a lot of interesting stories. I'm not going to say, I don't like when people, here's the big difference though. I don't like when people say there's not enough female protagonists. Because that implies like I want to change all male protagonists to be female protagonists, or like I want to directly go into someone's writing room and say, no, you have to write female. I don't want to ever do that. I do not want to ever be an advocate for your creative work must enforce these elements. I don't want to go up to the man who's just made like a story about a really cool story and go, oh, this is great and all, but can you give her a massive like set of bodonkers and like make this man a girl? I don't want to do that. I would welcome an interesting story with a female protagonist, and there's a lot of very interesting stories that could come about from female protagonists, because there's an interesting world they can have. For example, reverse harems with men and women in them for a female hero is a very rare one, but I like it. I've seen it a handful of times, and every time I've seen it, I've been like, this is very fun and fresh. Am I saying that now every fucking character needs to be like a a female so that I can have like a multi-gendered harem for them? No, I just think that it was an interesting idea, and I just hope people have the freedom to make those choices if they want to make those choices. And if I find a fun female character, great. If there's not, well, I'll just wait and see if there's another one to come up. Like, that's just my position. I don't want to ever force someone to do something because I think force someone into having elements in their story that I'm like saying you must have this. I always support freedom as much as possible, and I just think if you want more female protagonists, great. Just make sure that doesn't result in you like bullying authors or trying to make like some sort of like weird enforcement protocol or group that pressures companies to make female protagonists. I think you should just be like, go for it, man. If you want to do it, you do it. Write your stories how you want. I just don't want to see people like banding together and saying, but now you must make female protagonists. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm at for female protagonists. So if there was a video that was saying like there must be more in like a let's force them to do it kind of way, I don't support that. I support just you have the option. If there was a society that forced you to have male protagonists, I'd say the opposite. I'd literally say the same. I'd be like, fucking break away from tradition, bro. Just give that girl. Just make like a villain with big tits. Like, go for it. Don't do male protagonists anymore if you don't want to. Is my position on these things. And I hope that I am pretty average. I would like to believe that that's, again, a cultural belief that could be different and will be different between people, but I believe it's the superior culture. I believe it's a superior culture to want artists to have the freedom to create what they believe in for as much as possible in almost maximal ways, you know? Just like how I don't like lies. For example, if a politician lies in any way, or a scientist lies, and I've been around a lot of like science and stuff and throughout my life, and there's a lot of white lies or lies that are done for the purposes of basically not hurting people or appealing to others or being in the in-group of a group, especially around science. You might not think like that, but it really exists. I don't like people who do that, and I think it's maximal truth approach for all of these things is another one of my beliefs that while everyone probably doesn't share it and definitely doesn't, like, you might generally think you share it, but maybe when you get down to it, you don't share it, especially with like a lot of like the deeper elements of things. I just believe that the ultimate outcome is always going to be better in those kinds of things. So freedom, seeking truth and things like that. But now I have been talking about like the most boring, dry ass bullshit for the longest goddamn time. So I'm going to try the news story. Let's do it. Let me, we'll run in as Rove. Come on, Rove. Good story. Here we come. Wait, really? I'm going to go across the ocean in this? Look at that big ship. There's a big fucking ship. Fuck me. Fine, whatever. Oh, it's not that far away. I thought I was going across the ocean. Let's go. Deja vu. I have been in this place before. Ah. Oh, wait. Is it going to be a cutscene? Am I going to get eaten by a whale? Is it going to be a... Okay. Let's see. Alright. Towards a faraway destination. Bro, go on the big ship. You're just gonna get eaten by a whale again. Raguna. I'm going to Raguna to get some ragouli for my friends. How about if it's handle this ourselves? Whatever, sure. I don't really know why we need to handle it ourselves, but sure. The more people involved, the more attention we draw from the order. Oh my god! I hate this. Once again, we're starting off on a bad foot. The order. You know who the order is? It's that stupid fucking bumbling priesthood that aren't even, like, that are just told to me are, like, super powerful and evil, that rarely do anything evil at all. Well, I mean, like, they do occasional stuff, but it doesn't even feel that great. They just, oh god, it's so bad. I fucking hate. Once again, they start off elements of their story and they get fucked over by just how inferior other elements are. If you keep stacking really shitty stories on it, you need to start referencing them again and again, like to push forward your story. They just kind of add a poison. We've seen the resurgence vulnerable. No, then. God, I fucking hate the Theoden. I fucking hate him. Theoden, go back to Rohan. Shut the fuck up, mascot. Go sleep in hand. What did they explain why he got tired? Oh, I think they added some fucking bullshit. Oh my god, it's a boat. Vikings. Please be a Viking patrol. Oh, it's one of the exile ship things where they send them off to die. Remember, they can just like magic these up because like the church order is ridiculously OP. They just, oh no, it's stopping for me? What the fuck? Oh my god, the evil church. Again, they mention the evil church appears. Oh my god! They found me in the ocean. Can you give me the answer of why the why the game keeps treating you as like a true big evil villain despite the fact that you both do nothing and the entire city you're in charge of doesn't even have anything bad going in it? Let's have a look at this. Well, are they gonna try and kill me? Nice thighs, River. What brings you out all the way out here, Mr. Phantom of the Opera? Oh my god, I'm following the divinity. Your divinity is gone. I killed the theater. See, like, they're all evil. Oh, he's upset. Yeah, look at this shit. His eyes are not symmetric. It bothers me. Yeah. I'm here to kill you for whatever reason. Is what it is. See, look at this. It's so fucking pathetic how they make this villain. He's so boring and uninteresting. God, I hate Renacedia. I hate Wuthering Waves. Why am I here? Oh god, he's gonna. Okay, look. Let's hopefully get a nice cutscene. It's always like this, isn't it? Like, I will use the power to make humanity into a fucking mind meld? Yeah, god, they always do this bullshit. Join me in this great hall. The chance to rid yourself of your foe that long plagued you. Who? Pavlova? Is this where we're getting... Oh shit, he's gonna kill the Fractors. That's a nice twist. I guess it's a nice twist considering he works with them in the last one. See, I don't like him as a villain. He's just so uninteresting. I mean, like, he's so pathetic. I would appreciate, you know what I'd appreciate? Big villainous. I would prefer a villain like this. Like a villain who has who's all about like, we must join everyone into one brain. You know what would be nice? If instead of like pretending like, ah, yes, everyone will become one, they'll all love it eventually, and instead they just openly say it. Oh, someone subscribed. Fuck, Delamy, thanks for subscribing, man. I didn't even notice. Why didn't I come up on it? Damn it. Instead, like, I wish that they would come up with their idea and then openly say, yeah, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to make a hive mind of humanity. I don't want to force anyone into it, though. And like, just let people choose to come into it. How much more interesting would that be if the main character, like the villain, was like offering an option and people were willingly choosing it? That'd be like way more complicated. Like, are you gonna stop these guys? Okay, you spilled blood? How do I smell blood? Am I like a dog? Despite our shared enemy, you still chose conflict over cooperation. No, it's because you're kind of just like a little bit too insane. Oh, I know what they're doing here. I know what they're doing here. They're showing the Order here to try and be like, now we're going to show the Fractus as the good guys in some form here. Now look evil these guys are. Whoa, the Fractus. Like, I don't know, man. Not a big fan of it. Cutscene? You know I'm like a fucking god. It doesn't matter. Oh my god, that's a big wave. Am I going to play Subnautica 2 already? Did he just kill himself as well? Okay. That's Pavlova's powers, I think. Yeah, Pavlova sucked me into this thing. Because Pavlova helped me in the last mission, so I guess that we got to explain why she does that. And the answer is obviously going to be, I knew when you were younger. Or like, the old you. Kiss! Kiss! No. If they had made us made out, I would have accepted it. The idea of being stuck between two villainous organizations is an interesting story. See, I don't like this. She's like, leniency is not your style. What the fuck are you talking about? What the hell are you talking about, lady? Almost throughout every single encounter, the fucking Rover's just been like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. Fuck you. I'm gonna go and do whatever I want. I'm gonna take you out. I'm gonna defeat you. It's just that there's no actual, like, villain stuff. And also, like, Pavlova, you've literally, like, helped us out. Like, I'd love to be villain. Like, I'm gonna choose this one. I need you alive to explain this. But the truth of the matter is, I really think they're not indulging me in this, because, like, we have Pavlova and we have, like, Pavlova and we have other characters like the Order pretending that the Rover's not who they are. It's again the same thing with the Order's faith. They'll tell you the Order's faith is like a repressive one that controls Renacetia, and it's super easy and, I mean, super scary, where, like, literally there are just children dancing in the street and they're all happy and love living. Like, it's just so stupid. Yeah. Yeah, talk like a normal person, Pavlova. Assault. Are they gonna fucking... No, don't make me actually go and save Maya as well. Don't make me like, yes, but we bring Maya back and save her so... It's like, fucking, you can't have anyone have a sad story in this goddamn story. It's always someone's got to be sad. Someone's going to be depressed. It's always fucking like that. Good lord. Enchanted, the faithful of the deep followed its call, seeking to claim the divine power of all. Okay, so that's when the Order came. This twisted movement in the symphony, to play it again. This is a twisted movement in the... So in other words, she just wants to fucking fix some stuff for whatever reason. Okay, so at least we're starting off, we're jumping right into it, but so basically the Order and the Fractus are fighting over Maya's remaining soul energy that is now inside a gem. Alright, fair enough. You already know what I'm here for. Nothing but this deserves... What? I'm sorry, but I tried understanding the Japanese before I started to read the thing, but nothing but this deserves your stay in such... Okay, so this is the only reason you could be here. Alright. Conceptually, the idea of having two villainous organizations and you need to choose between them, or, like, you know, the two villainous organizations, is interesting. The big problems that I can see from this. One, the two organizations are not equal. One of them is like a shitty church that is clearly corrupted by the Theoden's power, and furthermore is really poorly written and established. Whereas the other one is filled with rollable characters and cute anime girls And, well, I don't know if they were rollable. I think they're rollable. But it's filled with cute anime girls who clearly like have like more mystery box elements, who just kind of want to use the theater's power for vague villainous type things that are trying to push things in a direction similar to like the Stellar and Hunters in Star Rail. It's very clear there. That said, things can still be fine as a story. I'm just pointing out that both sides of this are kind of boring sides. So we got to try and purge ourselves from those difficulties. Yes, at the very least, I do appreciate that they're building up this cooperation more than they're building this up more so than, pardon me, than Star Rail does, because Star Rail just kind of forces you into being friends with with Stellar and Hunters. Even if you say all the mean things, like I legitimately told Kafka when you have a chance that I think she's a freak and I don't like her and I never want to speak to her again. And the game barely acknowledges that. Like, the game barely acknowledges me being mean to Kafka and all the Stellar and Hunters. It's just like, you have to accept you are now good friends. And it's like, I fucking hate that shit. It's part of the reason that I've kind of fallen off Star Rail, and I think it's part of the reason I fall off a lot of these stories. I create expectations for their stories in my own head, and when they don't get followed or at least adhered to, or at least not grabbed and like ruined, it kind of if they get grabbed and like adjusted too far, then I start losing interest. Even though I know I should be like, well, the story just made it so Stellar and Hunters two of the good guys. Why are you upset? I'm like, because in my head, I'd already built them up to be like some sort of villainous group that I was more interested in. It's not that I believe they would always be villains. It's just that in my head, I'd built them up as a more interesting group as villains, because the actual villains in Star Rail, pretty boring. It's always like villainous group of evil god who just want to blow up the world. It's always that, or at least some variation. Better than all of the villains in fucking Wuthering Waves so far, but generally, gachas really suffer with their villains. Pursuer from the Order. Once again, the Order is shown as being over-the-top superpower. Alright, we're just jumping in. I really don't like that we're trying to save Mia again. I hope she dies in this, or they don't kind of do that. See, there's fun elements here, but I don't know. Well, let's see if they can convince me to like her. Wait, what? Were I granted the luxury, I would wait my injuries to heal and reclaim everything rather than risk it all to save you. What the fuck? You just said she's overpowered, though. Damn, good side boob there, Rover. Nice. You might find the right path on your own, but listen closely. Hear those distracting footsteps? They will never cease pursuing your mission. I appreciate that the last quest had her give me something like that ultimately literally led to me defeating her fellow Fractus member. So I can only assume that she's got some reason to be like, there's a reason why I wouldn't cut this girl down right here. At the very least, they've set that up. By the time you've noise and find your way, what you seek with this. Come on, we already know. Like, she's a great example of a character that should have been built around the idea of knowing the former me, and like the former me being a drastically different individual, and all those memories being the combined person of who I am, and her like desperately missing them, and that all of her actions are built out of like a warped sense of love and longing for the person I was once, and like, more than just what it is, because it's probably just going to be like, I know you once, and therefore I know you forever, and I'm going to save you and set this path correct, or whatever the fuck. The choice is yours. Well, yeah, I mean, do I think I can Oh my god, they're coming. They're so loud. What do I feel like? Here's the big problem in the story right now. I don't really... That's a mean thing to say, but I don't really feel like I'm the rover. I feel like I'm like a spooky ghost that's following her around, making her bold choices. Would I rather agree to cooperate? Because, like, here's the thing. If I was truly RPing some sort of approach where she wouldn't trust, I would probably search for another way. But I know that the story never really cares about these things. It's always it's similar to a lot of like other ones where you're just making a choice for the sake of making a choice. And because I don't care, I don't know which one I want to choose. If I agree to cooperate, at least I'll see some more actions. But if I try and search for another way myself, at least I'll be like... No, I think, you know what? I think that, like... We'll go with the idea of, like, the last time she helped... the lady helped out. Like, I don't know. The story isn't even bringing up the fact that, like, the last time we met Pavlova, she literally helped us defeat and potentially kill one of her own fucking allies. Like, I don't know what the hell she was planning there. So let's go with agree to cooperate now with the idea that the rover would be interested to see, like, well, you helped me last time. Clearly there's more to this going on, and maybe understanding that is my pathway. Let's go with that. Just bring up, you should just Rover, bring up, like, the thoughts about why she tried to help you in the past. I just feel like there's, like, a lacking thing that they don't bring it up. Oh god, this fucking frequency bullshit. She's using her bullshit magic powers. Go, bullshit magic powers. I do appreciate that she's, like, very much aware, though, that everyone... That, like, I'm, like, super crazy overpowered villain. I mean, not villain, sorry, hero. Because a lot of these stories tend to just ignore things that like that. They'd be like, yeah, I'm overpowered as fuck. So she showed me how to do so. See, like, there's interesting elements here. It's just that, once again, this is a fun idea. Dragged down by the problems that came about. See, look, the fact that I have to use her powers means that, like, I'm going to tell you right now, it probably would have forced me to just... I'll look it up later, but I betcha it would have forced me to just go along with her anyway. Orchestration from Pavlova's residence abilities, change of state, ended early, okay. So basically I just need to press a boot on it. Stop. Wow, that was so hard. Oh my god. Oh my god. Wait, let's not go there because I don't want to... Okay, there we go. Oh my god, I got a Abyss Luminary. Yeah! Hello, shittier villains. It would have been nice if Phoebe was among them. Maybe... What's this about? Open the gateway? Even if you don't, the Primus will be there. Okay, obviously he wants the gem. Yeah, there are a bunch of zealots. How boring and uninteresting. You know, what would I do if I was setting this up? Like, for example, if I was... What? Oh, shit. What's happening? Did they just die that quickly? Oh my god, I thought that was... Did we kill them? Oh, okay, we didn't kill them. Is this where you get your injuries?
あなたにも手加減をしないとは思わなかったわ。てっきり体感せし者には丁重に接すると思っていたもの。わざわざ対立を
Spam me the commentary. Ferrisher wants the gem and I have open. That's all that matters. Conceptually, I still like this story. Oh, I can look at her now. Because I'm playing as her now. Sorry about this. This is cute. Yeah, I like her. Like, design-wise, nothing to say. Everyone's got open back dresses are cute. She has like a oh, villain. Like, I think okay. So here we are. We're already starting with my approach of like what they could have done. Also, her skirt is really short now. Look at it. Like, look at that skirt actually. Like, it's actually not covering her. That skirt doesn't. She. Damn, that's a dangerous skirt. It just kind of looks like it does because of the other elements. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is, with this, you want to set up two villain organizations, right? You want to set up two or multiple villain organizations, and then you want to have a thing where I kind of have to choose between them, right? So, what you should actually do, yeah, it's not a shirt, it's part of her shirt. Yeah, that seems like that. But it looks kind of like, when you would look at it, you'd have like a second look, wouldn't you? Be like, are you showing off your underwear? Like, are you lady, did you buy the wrong skirt size? But, what you would want to do is you'd want to make two equal or semi-equal organizations that you'd set up over time. For example, the Renacida Order have been poorly established, whereas the Fractus have been better established, but generally they're not on equal footing. I would have probably set up the Order and the Fractus as early as Chapter 1. I would have set them up and talked about them, and I would have given them both rollable characters, or at the very least, identifiable, clear characters. I wouldn't do like, 'cause for example, you might say the Order's got Phoebe, and it's like, really? Phoebe? Like the glorified 4-star almost, even though she's 5 stars, you meet once? Like, it's just not fair. It's not equal at all. You would need characters in both, and you'd need them both to be someone you'd fight against, and both for various reasons had been involved. And maybe even both of them you could have been involved with for like a little bit. It would have been interesting. Oh, that's nice. I like that. Make out. I mean, what? Aww. They always have nice visuals in the game, despite the fact that they never really have good stories that go well with these. Like, the idea of Pavlova being like a tragic girl who's doing something because she used to know or love the old rover is an interesting and fun idea. It's just that the old rover is never established to be anyone. And that's the other part of this equation. Having those two forces be equalized is an important element, but more than just equalizing both forces, in both their interest and that they're both a threat and they're both villainous organizations that you're now stuck between, you need to build up these characters in a more interesting way. For example, you need to have Pavlova be less of just an endless mystery box, but you need to have something more to her. Right now, she's just a mystery box who talks in riddles. Maybe they'll build that up over this quest, but they've really done a poor job of it. Oh, her design is gorgeous. For example, I would probably have built up the this is changing the fundamentals of Wuthering Waves, which is why it fucks up. But I would have built up the rover as the old rover being a literal separate person to the current rover, or at the very least, those idea of memories being the person, and that those memories are gone, and who she is gone, and there being a depression and a sadness that we could link that into the people that originally know it. For example, if Black Shore had been written well, there's a new one. The Black Shore had been written. What the fuck is she doing? No, just like chilling. Okay. And she's playing fucking. Okay, she's just doing villain things. Damn, look at that ass there. But I think that the truth of these things is that it's a quite poorly done for the rover. Therefore, it kind of disimpacts on what they're likely going to go for with the Fractus, which is very clearly that the Fractus are doing good things or doing evil things with some sort of good reason involved in the end. That's my belief of the matter of it. Or at the very least, you can say this for Pavlova. She's probably got some goal to like stop the main character from sacrificing herself in some sort of like ultimate way that is like going to lead to her death, and Pavlova's just aiming to stop that. Like, you know what? I don't care. I'm going to sacrifice a whole bunch of other people and change this story. Which is, you know, kind of tropey, but also fun. I like a story like that. Problem is, I don't think that Wuthering Waves can do it. Wuthering Waves could tell me that the main character is going to sacrifice themselves to kill kill some big bad, like the Theoden monster eventually, and that's like a locked-in prophecy, and I don't believe them. I just don't believe them. You could tell me that Rover is going to kill herself. Rover will 100%, you could like make a prophecy. Tell me right to my face, Wuthering Waves, you could tell me Rover's going to kill herself to kill the kill the Theoden at the end of this. And the whole thing is that it's a big evil thing, super unavoided, and Pavlova's trying to stop that. And I don't believe you. I do not believe you. And you know the reason why that is because every time you've established this is an unavoidable or this cannot be stopped kind of storyline, you've always inverted it. Every time with like various major characters, various major plot points, big villains. There can be an established belief system or like logic of like you can't stop this, you can't defeat this. Like you must be sacrificed. This must be sacrificed for X, Y, Z. You always do that, then you turn around and then you tell me, you turn around and then you just say, oh no, but like through courage and the Rover being powerful, that was thrown to the side and disregarded. And because you've always thrown those elements away, if you were to tell me that the Pavlova girl is trying to stop you from doing something like super evil, not super evil, stop me from doing something that would sacrifice myself, I can't believe you when you say that it's unavoidable. Because every one of your stories has done that. I think that's a big problem Wuthering Waves has. Because they're so focused on the in-the-moment vibe storytelling, they can't set up stakes. There should be stakes set up for me to know, oh, in the past, the Rover has had to sacrifice someone. The Rover did do something that ultimately failed. The Rover didn't, like, for example, imagine if Carthia, I hadn't succeeded in saving Carthia. Or perhaps a Sentinel had died, even if you... rather than like I couldn't save it. Like it wasn't like saved in some form where they're like, actually it's alive and gathering strength to come back to us. Or some character like say the shorekeeper wasn't like obliterated. It was obliterated, sorry. Then they would have a baseline. We could have a baseline we could build off. An emotional core of the Rover has failed these things in the past. And the Rover might be desperately trying to overcome these kind of this is your fate type storytelling. Say if Lupa had died or been defeated ultimately in some sort of like Lupa must die type storytelling. Then, even as I tried to stop it, I couldn't. Then we could turn around and say, oh, there's like merit to what she's saying, that like trying to overcome these things is difficult, and that there's some things you can't stop. And then we could like point to a character like Pavlova here saying like, I'm fighting against an unstoppable force, and I'm going to stop you from sacrificing yourself. Just like how we can we can use it as like a mirror to how we acted in a previous story and failed. And how much more interesting would that be? And that's where Wuthering Waves fails, because Wuthering Waves hasn't established these elements that kind of develop both the interest in the story overall, but also support these stories we're playing in now. And these are ultimately the problems. Wow, time stop. Go through. Oh, yeah, what's it? Bonk. Oh. I will clear the mist and reveal the trap. Oh my god, it's a big machine. Oh my god, guys, working together. We would have totally still worked together if I had chosen no. I wonder what would have happened. It's just a grapple point. It's just a fucking grapple. Wait, what? Okay. Alright, this... What's this? A spooky ghost! Come back here, spooky ghost! That's so stupid. That's so fucking stupid. How they like got thrown off. Bum 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 bum. Oh no, just run through. It's fine. Pavlova. I'm guessing like that's a spooky girl from her past. And herself. Oh my god, a box. That's probably the... Oh wow, they actually gave her a voice line for opening the box. Oh, okay, get it now. Now I just have to do this. Get across. Oh my god, it's a villain! Hey, aren't these... Wait. What? What? Why? I don't like seeing... I mean, maybe they're like controlled, but I don't like that. Come on! If we're doing a story element where we're hanging out with the Fractus, make them villains. I mean, no, sorry, make us work with them. Come on, just go all in. Like, imagine it. We're like both sides. We've got like the military forces that we've fought against both sides. Now they're on our team. Like, that would be fun. They're going to be controlled by something or another. Let me guess. Something was controlling them or some bullshit like that, I'm guessing. Or is it she's against the Fractus? I killed the fat one. Oh my god, I can see up her knot skirt. 10 out of 10. This is the best one so far. Why'd they attack you? I'm just gonna ask the real question. I don't want to... Ah, yeah. Basically, yeah, they've been mind controlled. Boring. Alright, I like the idea. If you wanted to have the mind controlled versions, just like add them in later for like a variety of enemies. But man, just give us some fucking mooks. I want the mooks to be on my side for once. That'd be fun. No use to me, no reason to spare. You know, like, okay, sure, we're just showing off that she's a bit villainous. That's true. Am I afraid? Not really. Stop talking in riddles. The worst that awaits is death. See, how like the idea of the like this would be a great arc right now if I really cared about the story. If I really cared about the Fractus and they built them up in an interesting way, I'd be like, yeah, I'm learning more about this interesting group. But the problem is, once again, as I pointed out, order doesn't really matter, and the Fractus, even though they're better established, they're just iffy, and they always make they make bad choices. So, like the idea of them being like a like almost depressive death cult sounds fun. I like it. I like the ideas that are here. It's just that they're... Well, we'll find out. Come on, say. Doing difference. The closer you come to death, the sharper the weight of life gets. I feel like the idea behind her kind of just like killing them, it feels right, but just like, again, the Rover is just poorly built as a character. I had some great time at the Jim Bones Kool-Aid Festival. Yeah, there's just a lot of fun things. For example, I'm just like thinking about these scenes, right? So let's assume we have to kill these ones. Imagine if we come in here, like and let's say they're broken, we have to kill them, and then like after like they're like we take them out, and then like she looks over, like the rover looks over at us, and then like is shocked when we like execute them. Like maybe the rover wasn't gonna kill them. And like we just straight up execute her own guys, and then she's like confused, and the rover pulls out a sword, and this would mean that the rover would have to be more established as a character, and like he's kind of shocked, like what are you doing to your own people, you know, like it's just like, and then like we could say, oh, what do you mean, you know, you've killed plenty, and then like we could have that whole like, you know, they're no use to me thing, and we could build up the ideals behind this a little better. And this only really works though if the rover is established as a character, because then we can have like her say like mystical things, because no doubt she knows the rover. She knows the rover from before. The rover from before is her like best friend and or lover or whatever it was. Like they were important to each other, just like the Black Shore lady. But because we haven't established enough about who the rover was before, or that the rover was even a person before that was that different from the person they are now. For example, we could have had like a thing where it's like you really care about them, and like, you know, like you really care about these people. I'm like, and then like you could have like just like a moment of quiet contemplation where like it's clear that Pavlova is thinking about the old version of Rover. But they don't do that because the old version of the rover is literally the same as the current version. And no one seems to care about the fact that the old version, who presumably lived for like thousands of years, I know I've said millions in the past, but thousands of years at the least, no one cares that one's dead. And I feel like such a fucking bad choice. And it undermines elements that should otherwise be interesting. As there are actually... No, yes, we just killed them then. The rover is a killer in this. There's one thing I can say that's okay about the rover. They don't treat death... They don't treat... It's not one of those... yes, like Genshin Impact. Like, you can agree, almost imagine that every single character in Genshin Impact that you fight never dies. They always run away or something like that. Like, all the characters never, like, get an official death. And there is a good thing and a bad thing about that. The good thing being, if you make death a thing that the main character doesn't do, doesn't do often, or doesn't do at all, really, it means you can add more emotional weight to it and impact to the choice. But also, in the reverse, it's like, oh, wow, if the rover just kills every day, why does the rover care about saving literally everyone these random characters? Oh, there's noise? Oh my god. But yes, the rover does kill. It's just that it's just random people. Okay, let's see. Spooky thing's probably gonna be like, oh my god! Oh my god! I gotta use her ability. I gotta build up her thing so I can... Oh, that didn't give me like a... that was the ultimate I used, and it didn't give me a cool like thing. Can I use that in combat? Oh, I can. Cool. She does get the cool... She does have a cool vibe of a villain in terms of her attacks and everything. Oh no, I'm losing health. Oh. I attacked it, Discord. Oh no, I'm the dying. Well, no, she's dying. Oh! Yamete! Oh my god, old people. Pavlova, it's happening again. Okay, look, see, we're gonna justify and give her backstory. Let's see, let's how it goes. Well, you know, let's. She got fucking not she's dementia. She's telling us to not go. Apparently, I dress like this all the time. Is it a? Listen to her voice. She's like a cute girl, anime girl now. If you want to have this be in the past, here's a big note. Big note. If this is actually in the past, like legitimately prior to her joining and becoming a villain, or doing all these things, she shouldn't be wearing her villain outfit. She should be wearing she should be like looking like a cute girl, or like a simple village girl outfit. Take me with you. We can't escape face. That's what she was saying before. Is this just a bunch of old people who really don't want to die? I mean, fair enough. I get it. I dig it. Over the years, each of you have spoken to me in contradiction. About this, specifically about this plan and death. Words of surrender, of perseverance, fear, of pleading. Fate is fickle, is ready to devour, death comes swiftly without warning. Even back then she was talking like a box of mystery. Okay. What is this? I just feel like this is like a really like weak way to show off elements of your story. I don't know why. I just kind of look at all these things and I always imagine how you could do it better. Yeah.
彼が諦めたのは何度目？いつかまたあの時の言葉を否定するのかしら。命は儚い。まるで冬の風に震え、むせびなく草のよう。短いからこそ選択を振り返っている時間はない。幸福論を語るためにはまず永遠を手に入れる必要がある。
God, I hate that she talks too much in riddles. Her riddles are way too ridiculous.
遥かな世界の果てまで魂が届けば、そう、私のように、あの人のように。
I know they said this was a better one, but it's actually just making me sadder that they're trying to make something good out of this and just failing so badly. It's not hitting in the way they think they want it to. All I can think of is how they're going to roll and ruin this, or how they're kind of poorly explaining and building up their character. They clearly want us to be like, is a villain for a reason. And like, I This is a problem here. For all of the mystery box talking that happens in other gacha anime, like, I get it. Gachas have villains that talk in mystery box. They just basically say words that is like word salad. This is so much word salad that nothing makes sense. Like, if you were to ask me that the last few minutes of Pavlova here talking has what's the theme? What's the point? I have no idea. And it's more than just having no idea. It's so crazily just like all over the place that I don't think there's an actual explanation for it. It feels like someone asked an AI to say deep sounding things regarding death and hope and whatnot. And that's like, it's probably the biggest indictment I can say about like the dialogue when it comes to these characters. Because while yes, Pavlova being the occasional villain who does mysterious things and speaks in mysterious ways while attacking you, that's fine in one-off. But as a character that is consistently around through this entire narrative, talking like a fucking thespian on a stage, while thematic for her outfit, it's too fucking far. Nothing she says feels like it's got a point to it. It's not even to a matter of like, okay, she's like, for example, if she was talking about death being an inevitability constantly, and she just like rammed in this concept of death and like death being something we all must embrace and like get to or something. And then something else happens later that then recontextualize what she says about death. Sure. But she says so much random shit, and it's written both in the Japanese she's saying and in the translations here in the text, that's just all over the place. None of this makes sense. And I don't think it ever will make sense, if I'm being honest. And then if we want to top it off, we want to show off her past. Clearly that was like either a look back to her past or some other element in going on, whatever is going on. But it's just so uninteresting. Like, I don't even know what they were trying to get across there, but let's make some assumptions. Let's say it was Pavlova dealing with someone who, from their organization that was going to like escape, or a big deal with like people from the old world who died during like the big fucking crazy bullshit that the rover had to stop or whatever. Like, and someone that she wants to save or wanted to save but couldn't save. Why the fuck was it so uninterestingly shown? Let's not even talk about the specifics. Let's go extra. Let's go extra way. They're just sitting in a field somewhere, and it felt like that field was just a place on the overworld. They were like, it's kind of nice. Let's use here. Just old man and that. Why not? And here's my vision. Pavlova, if in dress, like normal NPC kind of outfit. Let's assume when she's younger. Shorten her down a little bit. Put her hair out of a braid. Make her hair shorter, so we know it's her younger self. You know, like Madoka Magica, the variation between Homura in the past and Homura in the present. Like, you go all in on that. She comes up to this pair of people, and you have your little talk. She doesn't talk in riddles. She doesn't talk in like crazy out there, nothing makes sense version. She's like a young girl acting in a way that we don't understand as we look at it, but Pavlova has thoughts about it. And Pavlova says thoughts about it that we can't understand. But we see the mystery of this and go, okay, so Pavlova was dealing as like a young girl with this. And maybe we change the two characters. Instead of just being like old man in field, it's old man with woman, like in some, maybe they're going to, like, I don't know what it is. The problem is I don't know what it is, but like, for example, if it's like they're going to sacrifice themselves for something and they're deciding they don't want to do it anymore, we could have them in some sort of chamber, like that's clearly like prepared for some like sacrificial ritual that is supposed to come about or is going to come about, or like imply they're being chased, or perhaps we're in like a bed and like she's suffering from something. Or maybe there's like a fire and like it's shown we're in a desolate world of destruction and like danger. Maybe let's go even further. Let's show that it's in the past. Let's go so far to be not like in the overworld here where it's all fantastical shit, but it's the old man and the old woman on Earth. Like, I'm talking like our Earth proper history. Like, so like back in New York or something, or not necessarily New York, but clearly the old world. Like, we're in like a suburb or a village, like and then like it like talk. It shows us talking to them in this field or whatever, and then it pans slowly up, and in the distance you see like the world or a fucking plane. You know what I mean? And I'm just making that up off the top of my head. I just spent 10 minutes like thinking and then shit posting about that. And this is what billions at this point I'm saying? No, probably not billions. Millions at least of dollars have gained for Wuthering Waves' story. Some shitty model work and terrible dialogue that really doesn't connect with anything. And even if it did and does, it feels so pathetic. 200 million? Okay, 200 million. It's just showing me how pathetic some of these stories are. I really think that if I was writing a gacha game, I would say 10% at least of our profit margin goes right back into making sure the writers and the campaign story builders are like making love in the writers' room, making something amazing. Because this is pathetic for a game that is making so much money. And I know there are people out there, as I've discussed, who would obsess over saying, oh, it don't make sense, oh, they're still good. This is $200 million. This game is massive. Why is this element that should be a great part of the story so poorly designed and created? It just kind of sickens me. Let's keep going though. Maybe they'll cover up for it.
でもここのメロディーは完全に楽譜から外れてしまっている。
Oh, the melody is twisted. Oh my god, twisted melody. The gem's doing? Oh wait. Okay, Fenrico is using his ability. Fenrico's a terrible villain as well to use in this situation. But like, you try and focus on what they can do good, and what they can do with their pieces is make Pavlova be more interesting. They're just doing a bad job of it. The fuck is that? Wow. What? You probably should have asked that at the start, but okay. Yeah. Yeah, why? What do you mean, why do I care? Oh my god, okay, alright. I mean, at least that's not a thing. Pavlova, we have fought on multiple occasions to the death. And though neither of us has killed each other, we've done that a lot. Almost every single fucking major story arc involves you fucking around with something. You are directly using or utilizing the big bad villain Theoden's power 80% of the time. Your own people were here before who are clearly being fucked up by the gem, implying your own organization is here. You are being chased by the fucking Order. The Order asked me to side with them because they wanted to fight against you. What do you mean, why do I care? I'm involved in this. I'm like your fucking actual rival and enemy. What do you mean? This is like, oh my god. Oh my god. Holy fucking shit. This is like, what? What do you mean, why do I care? Fucking hell. I'm intrigued. Tell me if that closing. You know what my final thought would be, Pavlova? I wish you weren't as I mean, you're cute and smug. I wish that your writers were better. I'm feeling worse for you than I feel for fucking Carthia, to be honest. It's kind of getting to that point. Yeah, talking about all the things. What would you think if you were dying? If you were dying? Oh, the first thing that's going to come to my mind is, shut the fuck up. You still haven't answered my question. Yes. Answer my fucking question, Pavlova. What do you mean? How is there something that I haven't desired yet? I literally have no memories. Unless they're going to bring up that and say now that I actually have all my memories still and I'm still the same person, which would kind of be shit, but also I can explain why my personality is literally the same in every fucking past cutscene. Then I'd be okay with it, sure. Like, I mean, that makes sense. Like, whatever. I mean, I'm fine with it. You literally, unironically, you showed me in the last fucking arc that you have the power over fate in your group. So sure, 100%. You can literally change reality. Yeah. Yeah. I chose to throw away all of my memories. Yeah, the game really should notice and focus on that more. She's very cute though. I kind of like her little smile. I mean, she's smug as fuck, but at least she's cute. Can we make out? I'll forgive you, if we make out. I keep saying that, and they keep not doing it. Are they stupid? Here we will witness the. Okay, all right. What insanity are you saying now, Pavlova? Like, I just asked you what your plan was, not to tell me your fucking fan fiction about reality. A land of serenity and harmony and perfection, a sphere beyond the reach of time, a new world never to be marred by tragedy. Okay, are you just like the Order and they're making an insanity world? Sure, okay. Yeah, just like just like the fate place you made where you changed the fate of everyone. Oh, who cares? Oh, well, take away from it. Sure, no sadness and tragedy. Every fucking villain in this world keeps... literally every single villain is talking about how... but I'm fixing everything, where they all will be in one mind. The gays get a free ride to the summer re-education camp. Oh, is that why they can't kiss? If I had gone as the male rover, they would have been making out by now? Damn. Damn. Okay, so you're telling me this is actually an order, this is a practice facility, and then the orders come in and just fucking it up? Alright, okay, maybe I'm insane, but what you're telling me is you can make a fake little world in like a sphere and just escape reality into it, and all of the things you don't like have disappeared, and you can just live in there. That's really kind of pathetic, to be honest, Pavlova. So that's why you need the Theoden's power to make your little fake paradise real? Only the new symphony. Okay, so Pavlova's belief system is kind of coming clear now. Basically, Pavlova really hates reality. A bunch of people she liked died. And also, she wants to make a super nice world. But whereas the Order just wants everyone to be, like, one with, like, the evil villain monster that is not even, like, an interesting villain monster and or equivalent. She's going to use the villain monster's power to create a fake world. I guess, like, you could call it a quantum computer filled with all of her friends in it. And she's like, yay, everyone's happy in here. I guess? Is that what's going on? Okay. So basically, the gem, using the gem, the Fractus made their little world, or at least Pavlova made her little world. And then along came Fenrico to fuck it up, and it completely fucked everything up in their battle over the gem. Because they both want it for a variety of reasons. One, because they're zealots, and the other one, because they want to use it for their silly little fucking emo project. And now it's all of a big fuck mess, so that's why Fenrico wanted me on his side to help out, because the gem's missing. And also why this girl wanted me on her side. Alright, I understand. Deep within the Lost Beyond. So the Lost Beyond, I'm guessing, is the creation you made? Okay. If I cannot claim it, no one shall. Okay, that's fair. Do I want the gem? Why would I want the gem? If it hid in the Lost Beyond, why are you worried? Sealing an entire realm drained me of my power. When my strength failed, the order betrayal was no longer a mere sting, but a blade. So what you're saying is this is the situation of the villain when you, when they're in the campaign, the villain when you unlock them. So. Yeah, she knew she was gonna die. Okay, fair enough. You know, random thought here, but is there actually a problem with the rover just giving her this gem? I know, like, the rover's probably going to make some stupid fucking decision based on Mia and be like, Mia's soul isn't your toy, ah, or something dumb like that. But what's the problem with giving her the gem? Yeah, let her have her little fucking slice of paradise where she can hide. Sure, done. There you go, Pavlova. Go off and do it. I don't care. Look at that. Rover turned her 12 fucking paragraph discussion into like a single sentence. Good work, Rover. Yeah, I can't trust you, but like, yeah. I don't want the... Of course, I mean, not. You've literally been nothing but a villain to me. Oh, well, Pavlova, we agree. Yeah, there's only one gem. But why do I want the gem? Like, why do I want the gem? Wait. Is it literally just because it's Mia's remains? Can't be, right? That's a bit too stupid, right? That's a bit too weak, yeah? There's got to be an actual reason I want it. Oh, come on! Why do I want the gem? Legitimately. What's the negative plus downside of giving the gem to her? Why would I? Okay, here. Okay, let's be here. Let's be fair here. What the story should have said here is like, I came for this gem because it had the Theoden's power. Like, if it's dangerous, what I should have said as the rover here is, if the gem is dangerous, I'm going to take it. But until that point comes about, we're working together because the order can't have it. Something like that. As opposed to nothing, because it just sounds like I want this gem because, you know, I want it. Like, come on. Otherwise, what? She's just going to use her gem as a little fucking device to make a little fake fantasy world real? She's just going to make a pocket dimension. That doesn't sound so bad. It's just like, I'm going to build myself a bungalow here in the forest. It's going to be so nice. And then I run up and say, you don't have building permits. No! Like, come on. It's not hurting anyone. Typical woman collecting pretty rocks. True woman moment collecting pretty rocks. In truth, either will take us. The shortcut then. I'll handle whatever comes. Don't act like my choice doesn't matter to you. I don't know. God. Wuthering Waves. Why do you have to be so, like, pretty, but, like, uninteresting at the same time? Meow. Meow. Alright. Let's see. The melody has been distorted, tangled beyond recognition. Storing them will take time. So I got a defender. Defend the point! Oh, what? Oh god, it's a puzzle. Drag and link the music notes ascending order up to 5. Connecting them in ascending order will be stored and the extra will be... Okay. Huh? If there are multiple notes, link all notes up to 5, that corresponding number. But I don't know if I know this at all. I'm just gonna press it and hope for the best. Okay. Wow, look, she's the chibi version. They can never have a good villain. I think Gachas really struggle. I like the villain. The villains in Girls Front Line were great. Even if I do disagree with some of those villains becoming allies. However, Girls Front Line did come up with an awesome thing where it made fucking allies become villains, which was really fun. Might as well grab it. Go! Oh my god, we're gonna drown! Meow, meow. I guess I don't need it. Fish! Alright, let's go kill... Meow, fishies. Pretty game, just terrible narrative attention to detail. I wonder if I'll ever come across a part of Wuthering Waves where I don't, like, immediately see how they could improve it. You know? Come on, woman, let's go correct your pretty rocks. Oh my god, she's coming right at me. Ah, what am I? Oh, it's just more fish. Okay. Meow. Fish. Look at all the fish. Meow. Meow. Alright. Alright, I gotta go kill these dudes. Easy enough. No, it's more random, guys. Oh. So wait. The order fuck up, my guys? See, I really wish that this wouldn't it be more interesting if I'd met like some of the practice along the way and we started working more and more with them. That'd be fun. I'd enjoy that. I might as well open this while I'm here. Yay, healed up again. Over here, new cutscene. Let's have a looky see. Yeah, what is this? Oh, so this is an order place? I thought this was a practice place. Maybe they were working together or something, I guess. Patch 3.0 and up, trust. You say these things? But like, in my heart, I just can't imagine them getting good. It just hurts. I'm so deep in the hatred, or like, not the hatred, this disgust and sadness for like them like taking characters that should be good and like fucking them up. That like, I can't actually envision them kind of bringing it back, even though I keep hoping for it. Okay, let's go to the left then. I don't care. I want you to have your gem at this point. Personally, me personally. No, let's go the left way. No, go with that way. Who cares? We'll see where that takes us. Bonk.
容易に変更できてしまう。
You just have time travel powers. Quiet, lady. What? Bunch of cute.
バイオポットよ。
Oh, okay, so that's where they make all those little
リナシ
little
ータ
echoes.
の公共音階はここで生産される。
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I guess they make them
彼らの
somehow.
魂には歪んで砕けた様々な残像や声。面白いでしょ。
Oh god, my headset got turned off.
存
Fuck.
在が親しみやすく便利な
Where's-
形で生
where's
まれ
my-
変われたなんて。
Where's my damn thing? Ah, there we go. Born in chaos, it's shaped to be amiable and useful. How interesting. I mean, that's literally most things in the world.
普及の中から芽吹く世紀。
A touch of vibrancy eroded into ruin, and the optics of life lasts for eternity.
周波数の最
The art of shaping frequencies is far more fluid than one might
私た
think.
ちの想像以上、そして時に想像以上の活力を持つ。
Okay.
また美しい音に出会えるかしら。
Oh, yeah. So I gotta fire them.
予備白の合図よ。
Oh, that was easy. I honestly don't believe WuWa won't stop fumbling this story, no matter how many fans scream at them from the rooftops. It actually gets. I honestly don't believe WuWa won't stop fumbling this story, no matter how many fans scream the rooftops. Rooftops. It actually gets good. Well, we'll see. We'll see if it actually gets good. I am here for that. Honestly, I'm here for that, and I'd love to see it.
不安な響きを聞いたからよ。
I heard the restless Discord. Sharp ears. I didn't catch anything.
私が聞いた声はそれだけじゃない。痛いよ、プローバお姉ちゃん。
Oh my god, Pullover Onei-chan. See, this is the person who she wants to put in her little, like, magical universe cum jar or whatever.
連れて行ってくれ。どこにも行かないでおく。
So Pavlova's listening to all the voices of the people she put into her little, like, fantasy jar. Hello, old lady.
も使えるの。待って、まずは起動して。
So, Rover doesn't see these spooky elements? I do prefer that, because honestly, it's more interesting if the Rover doesn't. Oh god, it's one of those. It's another fucking... Bonk. Okay. Let's do rail grinding.
明らかに様子がおかしかったけど、どういうこと？
Because, Rover, what's happening is,
本当に正しいの？警戒を強めて、まずは現状を把握しないと。
it's...
素早い判断ができるような心構えでいよう。
I'll have to wait. We'll wait a bit because we walk forward. Basically, Rover, what's happening, so you're questioning, is they're establishing her backstory and that she's actually the good girl all along. And that no matter what, she's all going to be good. And I really don't like how they're doing it so far. Honestly, I don't think the idea of her being like, I want to save everyone is that interesting. I mean, I guess it's fine, but like, considering how she's acted up to this point, I would not, I'd believe you if you told me that none of those things were real. Look, Pavlov, you have little...
ここでタイミングを合わせれば道を作れるかもしれない。
Oh my god, it's so difficult. Wow. Your parents will be waiting for you. Okay, there it is. If that proves that this whole thing that she's trying to make is like her past, that's fucking stupid. Why is it stupid? Because, like, why was she just wearing her villain outfit? Why was she wearing a villain outfit in the fucking... Oh, God, I hate how they do that. And why was she still talking in endless... Unless, I guess, this was, like, the fake versions she made? I don't know what she was talking about there, but... Oh, my God. But, like, yeah, I just feel like they really, like, could do better with this whole element. Feels like they're just fucking around. Ha! They've killed... Is this like a three-way fight? Because the order's here as well. That's kind of neat. I like the idea of a three-way fight. The schizo forgot to take her meds. Don't overthink this, Rover. That would be more fun. I am following her order. Like, I went to the direction you wanted to go.
フローバー戻ってきたのね。
Are we actually gonna see like a Perova that isn't like a fucking literal scary monster girl? Okay, they're gonna use POV. All right. Because look at the angle. We must be shorter than her. Oh no, we're back to being the big version.
大丈夫よ。あの人が解決してくれるわ。
She will take care of it. I was hoping that it was her that was like the Pavlova version. We were about to see like a small version of
さっ
Pavlova.
き何か聞こえたような。リーアおばあさん、前に会った時はこんなに怯えていなかったでしょ？
You didn't seem this frightened last time we met.
怯える？この年になったら
Does everyone in her fake fantasy world have schizoid? I guess like maybe this is just like her little like maybe she's not shown as like the young version of her because this is like just her schizoid fantasy world that she made up.
たとえそれが死だとしても。
Are you scared of
そう
death?
ね。それは誰にとっても避けたい悪魔のような未来ね。
I want to always welcome running a short initial death and then can't run.
足音に人々は一生の短さを悔い、さまざまな願わくばここでずっと楽しく暮らしていたいわ。何も変わらない日常。あなたたちが大きくなって離れていくようなこともなく。
私は自分の夢が叶うなら死なんて怖くないよ。
That's alright, I fulfilled my one true purpose. Then death could never scare me. Oh my god. Is that the young version of her, or is that like a friend?
また変なこと言って。
Like,
さあ、家に帰ってご飯よ。
titties. I mean, I'm sorry, I got distracted. What were we talking about again?
さっきフローバの家から
She should have stuck her tongue out then.
きっとあなたの帰りを待ってるわ。
Yeah, they really needed to change her model.
私の帰りを。
I'm guessing this is more of a dream than a recollection of the past. I'm thinking this is more... It feels so tactile that this might be like some of the elements of the sphere thing she wants to make, where everything's the same all the time. You know, she said she was going to make it with her gem, so... But here's the thing. For example, what you should have done is you should have shown her in her big form and then have the camera switch or turn around to like something else. Come back to her. It's Pavlova again, but she's in like, I don't know, her little girl form or like a peasant girl outfit form. You know, you get immediate, oh, this is her like in a dream kind of and or in the world type thing. Unless they're trying to go for this is her actual Sonora type sphere-y thing, then she should be way more wary of it and way more like direct as opposed to speaking in endless fucking riddles every 10 seconds.
さっきのテリスの言葉、50年前の俺とそっくりじゃないか。
まったく、あなたのせいよ。
They're trying to make like the sweet society and family
今
now.
はどう思ってるの？
What do you think now?
そうだな。ただリーアと一緒に何度も日の出を見て過ごしたい。
They're trying to build up the family here. They're trying to build up this grouping of this village that will like really show us how much we like Pavlova here. That's what they're trying to do from like a writing standpoint.
いつも隙を見せないあなたが敵を見落とすなんて珍しい日もあるのね。
I thought the meticulous rover was supposed to be flawless in battle, and I thought you would never doze off before an enemy. I mean, yeah, you kind of... did you take your Ritalin? She didn't take her
あ
Ritalin.
の扉に亀裂ができてるわ。
What's under... I'd like to... Under a bandage tie. Imagine if it's just like a fucking like horrific burn face. That'd be great.
ここにも。
Alright.
私が起動する。
Alright, let's go. Up, 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 up. Stop. Get through.
あんまり走るの
Press button. Press the. You know, what would be funny? I wonder if I could walk. I was about to see if I could test walking through. Wait, no, that way. Meow.
どうして扉の状態がわかる
How did you know the gateway had cracked?
冥府から波動を感じたのよ
So basically, the
そんなに早く
the spooky things that she's
人
seeing.
々は些細なことを見過ごし悲劇を起こしてしまう
Okay, well, wait a minute because we don't.
大丈夫まだ時間は残されている
Okay, there we go. Oh look, it's more broken order, guys. Okay, let's try pressing this. There we go. That looked cool. Oh, I see. This is cool. This is a cool ultimate. I like it. I think her abilities are pretty fun. And like that ultimate, like her crying with like the blood coming out as she looks like fucking insane. That was cool. It's just that, again, Wuthering Waves often has cool imagery and great visuals. It just doesn't have a good story to go with it half the time.
調律はあんたに任せればいいんだよね
I know they're going to end with her not giving the gem to her, but I really do think that, oh, it's just one of these guys. Hello. I'm not even going to change other characters because I don't want to. I'm not ever going to see her again because I'm not going to roll for her, so might as well keep her and use her all the time. Alright, we've got to do that stupid little puzzle game again. There are multiple notes, sleek all notes up to the number of 5 corresponding colors, so like this. And then this one would be what? Oh, okay. But how did we get to that one? I didn't really pay attention to this enough. Huh? Huh? Maybe I didn't pay attention enough at all to this. What the fuck is it doing? Connect all the number tiles in the ascending order. But how? But did this... What if I just do all of them in this color? Well, I can't get that one. Huh? Huh? God, I hate it when I don't pay enough attention to the puzzles. What the fuck do you want me to do? Just tell me how to do it, game. Where's the solve for me because I'm stupid button? Where's the solve for me button? I'm stupid. I don't understand how the 5... Okay, 5... Okay. So do I have to go 1... But there's no 2. So I need a... What? It needs to end here. Oh, okay. Wait. What if I do this? And then... Oh, okay. I was stupid. I was considering them as separate groupings. Did you get paid money? Just got paid and the money's already got... What did you do with it? What did you do with that money, skeleton? Did you install womb force into your Roomba yet, detective? You think I could afford I could afford a womb force? You fed 3 and then 3 and 4. Okay. I mean, I know. I did it. I did the brain puzzle. I have a brain. Okay, it's gonna recover. Oh no, something bad's happening. But she's getting brain damage as things happen. Oh my god! Shoot that child! Shoot that man! Kill that old man! Kill that girl! Oh my god, here you go, Pavlova. Have a fucking violin. What kind of person randomly gives you a violin then runs away? I bought groceries and a $60 bottle of bourbon. You should have bought the cheap one. Pavlova is gonna make a little fake world with her fake people. And she's gonna play her music. Well, this whole game is all about music and rhythms and whatnot. Although I feel like they've kind of fucked up in like really getting that across to me. But at this point I kind of get it. Problem with this is the music doesn't feel like it's coming from her. You know? They should have started off with clear, direct violin. Look at me complaining about everything. Clear, direct violin that then would have like bled into the larger overall like orchestra-like narrative. The kids are having fun, and this random girl is singing too. Okay. Okay, so it wasn't so it literally was a memory of them playing music. So there's in this little fucking purple village of fucking bullshit where Pavlova lives. Or lived. And I do appreciate they're trying to make her like voice softer and sweeter when she's in this world, but it doesn't really fit with the fact that she's still wearing her evil outfit. For once, you know what? At the very least, take off the bandage. Have her have no bandage. Have her eyes not be fucked up. I've heard you've been asked to perform far from here. I'm sure you'll amaze them all, just like you always do. Where all of her friends died? And all this place was destroyed and she became a true villain? Oh, she's getting a hug. Look at her go. Oh my god, tits! Damn! Now, Pavlova's alright. In fact, Pavlova 10 out of 10. Some titties. Gonna look down on that. Hell yeah. The plans changed, but nothing to worry about. Pavlova's got her own little fucking... Like, there are elements about this where I'm like, you could improve this. But you're always busy, and sometimes here things get a bit messy or get crazy. She said the people basically go. Maybe she's locked in a bunch of people's souls in this fucked up world that she doesn't want to let go, but they're all like constantly going insane. That'd be fun. $100 on groceries? Wait, no. Well, he spent $100. $60 were on bourbon, so you know, 2.5 weeks. Hell yeah. You should grow a garden. Do some gardening. Save some money. Do you want me to increase my plan, Triss? Well, yeah, she's taken them into like a fantasy world. Okay, so now they're going all in on it. So it is known that all of these people died. And like Is it the... I'm not the same I was either. So maybe it's like... yeah.
でもテリスは今も自分のことを感じてる。歌って笑って生きていた頃と何も変わらないもん。
So basically, she's an LLM that's been told to act like child forever. Got it.
お姉ちゃんの計画は必ず成功するよ。それでみんなを連れ戻してくれるよね。テリス、お姉ちゃんが帰ってくるのずっと待ってるよ。
So is it they're really their soul, though? Or wait a minute, they have established that frequencies are sometimes like echoes of the person. So maybe this is like she's gathered all the echoes and put them into like into this like jar, and she's using this to make this her little like fantasy world where she can rest up and live.
だからその日が来たら、その日が来たら、あなたは必ず輝かしい舞台に立てるわ。
The one time they had a nice little transition and kind of like cool little element, and it's like just here. Like, come on, can't you do like cool elements for the rest of it?
私はずっとここにいるわ。
Oh, is Rover watching this?
今度こそ本当の死が訪れたかしら。
Do I not die? Is she like an immortal? That'd be kind of fun. An immortal villain who's like just running around killing herself.
やっと帰れるの。
Okay, why is she crying now?
お前は死ねない。死んではいけない。これから彼らを迎えに行くんだろう。フローバー、フローバー、起きて。
Okay. Well, clearly we've seen the motivation, even if we don't fully comprehend how she's approaching it.
フローバー。
She didn't take her Ritalin, so she's falling apart. They did a better job of animating tears than they did when with Lupa, though. Like, Lupa's ones look really silly.
手当てをしないなんて。そんなに死にたいなら楽にしてあげる。自分を瀕死に追い込んでまであの光景が見たいの。
Okay. Does the rover know what she's seeing in her, like, schizo moments? Oh my god, she's touching her. Make out! It's the only way you're gonna make this story good. She's crying because she became aware that the sock was looking at her. Women don't cry when they become aware that I'm looking at her. They scream and ask why I'm in their closet.
行きましょう。
They're like, what are you doing in my closet? Get out of here.
ここに録音が。
Okay, let's listen to the audio recording. Okay, so they're like reporting on Prover's like make my fake world plan. Okay, so basically, from what I'm understanding from all of these points is this. Prover and the Fractus and the Order have their own separate ideals, whereas the Fractus are a loose group of people that use the powers for some sort of overall super purpose. Frover herself was making a fantasy world where she could hang out with her dead friends. And while hanging out with her dead friends in her little fantasy world was very complicated, she needs a bit of god powers to keep it all and make it all perfect. And to make it all perfect, they're like, you know what? Why don't we use the Theoden's god powers? So they're like, yeah, we'll use that. But Fenrico was like, hey, you're making a little paradise? That sounds cool. I'm gonna steal it and I'm gonna make it my own paradise. And we get to the situation we're in now. She's crying. Oh, wait. They need to work on character expressions for every character. Yes, yes. I will say this. Another thing that NTE does very well. NTE, extraordinarily good with character expression and, movement. Very good. Best I've seen so far. But yes, Wuthering Waves, quite meh in that regard. And I think it really does hurt them. But like, it feels like a lot of the time, it feels like a little bit of, honestly, it feels a little phoned in how they approach showing off the emotions of the character sometimes. Like, as I've said it before, but they just like zoom in on mouth. Zoom in on mouth. Show lips. Ah, yes. Perfect Wuthering Waves. As it was the 12,000 other times you did it. There was, I would say that, I would say that it definitely is something they need to upgrade. I know earlier gacha games have poorer versions of this, but I think that the like background elements to gacha games that they really need to improve or make good are things like the NPC models need to look like advanced. Even if your gacha girls look really nice, you need to have good NPC models. And Zenless Ondira did great with that. NTE has also done pretty good with that as well. Expressions in your characters need to be wild and interesting. NTE did good with that, although it was more of overwhelming with how it approaches. And Zenless Ondira also does well with that. However, Star Rail, to a lesser degree, does a poorer job. Definitely Genshin, as a start one, always did a very poor job with those elements. And I would say that Wuthering Waves is a little behind when it comes to emotion and showing off characters' varied emotions, and also NPC design is a little lacking. A little bit. Not a crazy amount, but a little bit. Soul's trapped in darkness to trap for that when you do it work. But Primus, you hesitate. Why? This is different when you told us. You said our goal was to return the divine power within the gem to the Holy Sphere. Okay, so apparently he's got other goals for, like, for Vova's little, like, fucking happy space. Has the plan changed? Okay, probably he's controlled by the fucking big evil thing, probably. Who cares? Precisely, this man has already sunk deep into the mire of his own confusion. Yeah, probably. The damn Theoden. Theoden, how dare you! Get back to fucking Rohan. I made a promise, what? A long lost friend once told me that every promise matters. No matter, you make one, you see it through, no matter the cost. How long is longer? But you're still human. Maybe it's about keeping promise. I don't like this. They're going down a path to be like, it's your own stubbornness. Promise. No, I reject that, Rover. If you make a promise to someone, you follow the fuck through on it. You follow the fuck through. I don't care how many people have to die for it. This is why I promised to bring back the Byzantine Empire. I'm gonna go find Istanbul, and I'm gonna make Constantinople again. What's wrong about that? Like, sure, this would be obsession, but she's doing a promise. Perhaps, but yeah. But you know, don't give up on that just because the rover tells you to. A bad villain would just like go, "Oh, you're right. I agree with you." No, wait, what? Oh yeah, jump into it. Fuck. Can I just walk into it? Okay. Fuck. Wait, why can't I? Let me grab onto the. Oh god, I have to be a certain distance, right? Go, water version. Meow, meow. Swim, 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 swim. Well, I mean, we're in the ocean and it's less loud. That's what I mean. Oh. Meow. 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 Epstein's Islands will once again be graced by the sunrise. What? What? Are you saying that she's going to make Epstein's Island? She's like, I made a promise to Epstein. I'm bringing back the island. The island will return. Epstein. No. I will get you your jerky. We can have all the delicious jerky together once more, Mr. Epstein. God, I'm sorry. Forward. Into the hole in the wall. Where am I now? Okay, we're in a new place. I feel like we've made a lot of progress this stream. Maybe we'll even finish this major quest. Well, maybe not, but we'll get close. The build-up hasn't been as good as Lupa's build-up, but it's been all... yeah, we'll see. It's far from undisturbed. Chaos has seeped into every corner of the fabricatorium? What are you? In 40k? You just gotta put urum in the end of everything, like Pig Latin? Yummy long pork jerky. Well, you see, I'd say long pork jerky, and I know what you're referencing, but considering they were children, they were probably short pork jerky. I love my short jerky. God damn it. The water's not deep enough. Need more water. Ooh, she stopped me with a flower. It's not water, it's literally pure energy in liquid form. That sounds dangerous. Should I drink it? Can I jump in it? That's not even safe. What? HR has never come here. She's trying to use her photo again. Looks like she's better now. Her injuries and resonance are covering. Look, her hair's all fucked up. Rover, just admit that you're looking at her ass. You don't have to lie. Our alliance is on her weakened state. I'm not sure how long it'll take for her to recover, but when she does, this fragile pack could end in an instant. I don't know about that. We'll see. We'll see. Oh my god! It's Rover in the past! Who'd have thought? They knew it! Of course we fucking knew this. Log piglet. If this world can't be changed, then maybe it's time for a different path. If this world can't be changed, then maybe it's time to take, even if it's nothing like before. The Rover saying some interesting shit. Oh, come on, game. Listen to me, game. Game, if you're gonna try and fucking say, oh, but Pavlova was misled. No, actually Pavlova is the sweet girl, and this evil man ruined everything. I'm gonna be like, fuck off. Fuck off. If you have a... This is why I fucking hate gacha villains. Holy shit. They can't even let them be villains. It's always, no, but actually there was a big bad guy in the past and she's actually really nice. It's either all over like really simplistic theater-like villains, or it's like this. Oh no, she dropped her flower. Yeah, you dropped your pleasure stick. Yeah, in my like goon cave, things are getting harder. Yeah, her little goon cave is tied to how it is. Alright, let's keep going. God, I hate. Is she a rollable character? I know that. That's the worst fucking part. Oh god, I hate it so much. I just want villains to be villains. I don't care if they're rollable. Give me rollable villain character. I don't care. What's this? New puzzle?
ここを見て。楽譜の
Some sort of music sheet, similar to back to the altar. There are different movements and composition.
すべて調理前には言ったように万物は周波数で構成されているわ。
We reshaped the nature, so chaos was called by ephemeral disrupts in the composition.
この楽曲は委員会実験所
This piece is the heartbeat of this time, place, restore it in order to return the pathways between regions working again. A secluded underground world built by the Fractus and the Order. Okay, so they both work together. So they both work together and then they like betrayed each other. Or at least the Order betrayed the Fractus.
まさか覚えているの？
You recognize this Melanie?
いいえ。でもその結論に至るのは難しくない。それもそうね。
You leave any back
残して
doors?
いなければこうしてたどり着けなかったでしょう。でも本来調律のオルタ
This piece should have been on the orchestration altar, but now it's hidden in the echo brooder.
そう簡単。
Okay, I just gotta do something. Like a lot of like, doesn't it strike you they just use a lot of words to follow around with "go do the thing," to cover up? It's like it's just I hate how poorly constructed so many elements of the story is.
あんまり
All right, now that I know, huh? Deliver, I guess. Oh, I gotta get more. I guess.
やはり楽譜が2つ足りない。わかりやすいのなら残りは両方とも。
Okay, so we gotta go down. Where's the elevator? There's the elevator! Oh, I'll open the boxes I left by. Look at me opening the box. At least she's a character like Drake from Nikkei. You don't want a rollable character to be actually... Yeah, well, Drake from Nikkei is a meme. She's like, you know... like, she's not actually a rollable character. But you know that Nikkei... I'm not even sure if Nikkei's done this, but, like... I do prefer villainous... Actual villain's character to be rollable. I don't know if it ever happens, but I would totally support like the actual final massive villain enemies in Wuthering in Nikkei to be rollable characters. I totally support that. 100%. Just make him rollable. Don't even explain why. You don't need to have any sexy like moments. Actually, no, they did, didn't they? They did, kind of. I mean, I know there are some heretics that are. So maybe, like, but I'm not sure if they are friends, though. I did, because I got, the Jellyfish Girl when I first played Nikkei. And I did play through her... Well, I never played... I haven't got up to her in the story. Main story. I mean, I've seen it once in the main story. But I got up to this part... I got up to this part in, Nikkei with her... Oh, what was she doing? She was like, I know, I unlocked all of her little, like, scenes where you hang out with her, like the romance scenes. And it's not like you're, like, friends hanging out in a base. It's like you're having, like, a little romantic interlude while you're walking between point A and point B. It's not that terrible. And I support that. I'm fine with that. If you want to have, like, a weird thing like that, totally fine. Just don't, like, take away the fact that she's a villain. Like, have her try and murder me later, or whatever. I don't care. Like, I just feel like there's a limit to allowing things to be certain ways. And I think even if you want to have variations on the idea of who's a true big villain, who's like a minor villain, and who's like kind of friends but not friends, or, you know, allies of convenience, whatever you want to do, sure. But make sure you're allowed to have true fucking villains, is what I want. Haha, I gave a kid a candy, so they'll have to go to the dentist when they forget to brush their teeth. Haha, yeah, pretty much. You can roll Doro, and she's an actual villain at least when she's introduced. Yes, I know Doro. I know of Doro and that. I don't know. I haven't got to the part where she's probably going to turn around and be a hero, or at least get redeemed. I personally hope it never happens, but I know it'll probably happen. But if she was already rollable, but the thing is, the thing about Doro though is she was like it makes sense that she'd be a rollable character when you meet her, because like she wasn't truly against you. she was like using you when you first meet and other stuff, and while later on she'll probably be like more directly against you, you could argue that she's like a satisfied she satisfies the she can be on your side type thing. And you could also say that that Pavlova does as well, but Pavlova's gone way too far into the direction of being a hero. And also with all the historical event stuff you see with Doro and that, you kind of like get the idea of like, yeah, she's not our villain. And and also Nikkei does do the practice that I very much agree with is characters at a certain point in their history and time get their own rollable version. Therefore, you can have the hero version and the villain version and both be happy. I just think it's a little stupid to have a villain version be friends or have romantic bond moments with the main character sometimes. I think that's a little dumb. Oh, what's this? Okay, they're gonna send more shit. The Japanese there was entirely different from the text there, just a reference, like totally different. That looks nice. Again, like I like her design and weapons and stuff, all great. Just terribly, not terribly, but just like poorly used. She's like an endemic problem for like not just Wuthering Waves, but gachas in general. She's gonna ask us which way we go again? I'm just gonna keep following her advice. I don't care. I've already taken Pavlova's advice like twice. I'll do it again. Oh my god, we're locked in! The only way out is if we have sex! Oh my god! It's the only way, Pavlova! Oh my god, Laser! Oh, okay. That was well timed. And convenient. I was about to say, I could just, like, slip through that. You know, I've played Limbo before. Farako, Triley, hit the 2 sheets to stall us. I mean, yeah. I guess you don't know you do know this place. I mean, the timing is a bit too convenient. I mean, in the end, sure. I mean, yeah. If you get snare, craft snare for us, why wouldn't you? Look at her walking, she's so cute. Searching together wastes time, but if we're separated, the fragile trust between us could crumble in an instant. That's true, you can roll the exotics one. And she's 100% a villain, that's true. I would have preferred exotic to be more of a... I think, I specifically... I'm not particularly... I don't like how some of exotic kind of got away with it. Pure... Just not got away with it. I just feel like... I feel like they should have gone further. I just my own thoughts. Although I do appreciate exotic and what they did with exotic. What do you mean by this? Oh my gosh, she's... Oh. Okay. So you're gonna give me your heart? I don't know if it's a good idea to give like someone like, you know, literally your Achilles heel, but alright. Yeah, I mean, you know, I think... Oh my god, I could totally get under that. I know what you're talking about. No. Let's go! Resurrection point activated. Oh, I have to place this. Oh, I can use it the time. the stop time. Wow, I can use her powers? Kinda neat. Die, motherfucker. Fuck you, archers. Pointless. I am so powerful. I cannot be stopped. It's fine. Just press the button. Oh yeah. Shut the fuck up, Abby. I hate that. I hate that fucking little pet monster. Oh no, enemies. Die, stupid evil teddy bear. I really would have preferred if we like had like some mooks to help us out. That'd have been fun. We could have learned more about how like the average mook acts. I suppose the problem that they're probably looking at, like, well, if you know how the average mook feels and acts, you'll start to feel like bad about it when you murder them, which actually I would have preferred as a story element. I did the Jackal character quest before I got to a main quest where the exotic nearly destroys the arc, and I got a massive whiplash when that happened. Oh man, you did the exotic quest, yeah. Oh yeah, I haven't got. I don't think I've done. Can you get Jackal? I don't remember. But I haven't got. If you mean by character quests, like the little bonding things, is that what you mean? Like I haven't done those. I didn't do the. A lot of the quest stop, like the events that had her in it were considered like just kind of meme events, so I just didn't do them according to the list I was using for. I don't care. I'm not playing fucking. We're in a big old fucking facility. That's what we're doing. Oh my god, that's her. She's on the other side. Okay, so basically that. Okay. Gotcha. So basically, I just got to help her get across. Fair enough. The bonding things. Yeah, okay, yeah. See, I haven't done the bonding for all characters. I've only done the bondings for characters that are... The only characters I've actually done full bonding for are some of the characters I liked. Like, personally liked. So Jellyfish Girl, even though I haven't seen much of her, I just kind of have I fiend for her. She's really hot, and my brain just goes, jellyfish. High density energy for the etheric sea that projects past events with uncanny fidelity. The reactor rain unfolds in 3 distinct phases: natural descent, new ground suspension, and a reverse throw. Oh, that's that rain stuff. Okay, so this is Pavlova's bullshit where she was trying to like create life to bring back all of her friends. Breddy's bonding quest? Who the fuck is Breddy? I mean, I'm terrible with the names. Just say she has the big ass and the big tits in the game, and I'll probably be like, yeah, I know that one. Yeah, I know that one. Their collective consciousness formed through fusion is entirely shaped and controlled by Levithan. The Dark Tide cannot sustain or preserve original human consciousness. Terminated. Oh, there you go. Another failure. What's this one? Stop telling me that I've played for the last 3 hours. Fuck you, game. Artificial sun diversity has a short duration and are unstable. Additionally, the influence of fortes can cause unintended changes. Creating a large, unstable environment is capable of sustaining a reality at all, which has significant costs. Additionally, the process would demand the sustained application of my resonance ability. The research direction gains support and will continue. She, if ever gets writing real, but who exactly was she trying to say when she could? Well, yeah, we could. I mean, I guess we do. Oh my God, villains! Take this. Take this, villains. Yeah, fuck you. Victory! I don't care about that. Imagine going in there like, would you open the box? No! Looks like fucking my, it's like this is like my screen's blurred up. Oh my God! Wow, these fractors have a nice facility. Like they have motion sensitive lights. Nice. Gib a music. They all have big ass tits. True. She's from the bakery squad, a bit overweight and has blonde hair. You know how anime is though. Oh wait, the only quote unquote overweight is Egg, right? She's got like a little bit of meat on her, but that's about it. But anime logic, or anime-esque logic, I know they're Korean, of overweight girls. It's never actually overweight girls. It's always extremely hot. Dresses like a chef. I'll have to look her up because my brain, I just don't know it. Because like, remember, I just play the main story. I don't do any events unless those events are directly related to the main story. I've got like a guide that I use to tell me what to play. Brady is actually overweight? Oh, really? I'll actually look into it. I've never seen it. Wait, is she meant to be a wife or is she like an NPC meme? Like she's like, look at the meme fat girl type thing. What's wrong with Pavlova? Are you saying I can't sniff her anymore? Oh no! Do I have to return her socks that I have? Is it safe for you to say my mark? Keep watch, this place is unstable. The Theodin is silver. God, we keep beating that thing and it's just like keeps coming back. And it keeps being so boring every time. Nah, she's a waifu who likes tasting the commander. Hell yeah. I mean, all of them do. I saw a meme the other day that showed the true love square in fucking Nikkei, and it was all like every single Nikkei had like their heart lines going directly towards the commander, and the commander had the heart lines going towards that other commander guy whose name I forget with the silver hair, and I'm like, damn, 10 out of 10. Oh, okay, now I'm playing as her. I like her fighting style. Yeah, I just gotta beat him up. Oh, okay, I shouldn't fight. Damn, fine. Fine! Wee! I guess literally they killed off all of... See, that's one thing... I think it would have been... Ah! It would have been way more interesting. I think it would have been way more interesting if there was like... if like the order people... not the order people, sorry. The Fractus, normie Fractus people were here as well. That would be fun. I'd be like, wow, look, they're still here. That'd be cool. Like, I would actually enjoy seeing her interact with her own followers, you know? Like, how do they respond to each other? And it would be much more interesting as a story, honestly. Press button. They're gonna kill each other now? Or is it just a distraction? If I could make the see, look at that! Look at that! They just got Fractus guys just hanging out with them. Just chilling. I don't like this. It doesn't work. It doesn't fit. What should be happening here is there should be the Fractus guys like in like a prison, and then I can stage a prison outbreak. For example, I can meet up with one and like they say something like, "Oh, my lady, finally," and they're like, we were overwhelmed by them. They came out of nowhere. They've been planning this for a while. And then you can just say, "I need you to do something for me. Distract them. I will free your friends." And they'd be like, "I will lay my life down." And then like they'll jump out, and then down there they start fighting, and they're like murdering all of the civilians, like the order guys and stuff. That'd be great. And then you could run over here. That would be way more interesting, and you'd see like how she is as a villain, you know? Why do I always have better ideas than Wuthering Waves does? I should fucking, like, I should be in charge of the goddamn story. Eleg is also best girl. I do like Eleg. I think she's extraordinarily hot, even with her fucking like hentai protagonist hair and shit. No, there's a little kid. Tris. Oh no, her brainworms are coming back. Tris. Grand Architect. But you used to like it when I was like this. Oh, the guy. So he's the real villain. Oh god, I hate these twists so much. The frequency in your... It hurts, doesn't it? So many voices, so many cries, all echoing in your head. I know you can bear it, just like you always have. With your half-human, half-tactical body, you can do anything. Can anything even hurt you or kill you? But with your mind, I don't want you to feel that pain. Oh, that's the Emperor. After what happened, 7 Augusta made her move. Disdaining fortune with its power, ecliptic. Okay, the big fish in the ocean now long. That was from that really awful part of the story. Yeah, I mean, like, could be anywhere. Damn, look at those tits. I would prefer if he wasn't evil. Alright, that's an interesting idea as like a way to bring back full life. So like to show she's maintaining their consciousnesses so that she can put them into tactic bodies and like fucking them up. Alright, that's an interesting idea. I like it, even though like it's very clear that this villain guy is clearly the real big bad. I fucking hate that. Wow. Introduce a cute girl who's a big bad. Couple of chapters later, oh no, everyone likes her. New big bad who's even bigger and badder. But we'll make it a man. God damn. Just let villains be villains. Probably consume more literature. You probably consume way more literature than the writers of this game. I kind of doubt these writers do more than watch Marvel slop and ever required of reading their school is. I think it's true, you're right in that, which is really the sad part.
たとえ私が先にあなたたちを手伝ったとしても、あの人が必ず全力で阻止してくるわ。
Even if I agreed to help you first, detective wouldn't allow us to stop it.
冥府はお前と融合しつつあ
The
る。
Beyond is merging with you. Once you gain the strength to open the gateway, you can keep her.
手に入れれば、あの人を私たちの世界に閉じ込め続けることだって
Yeah,
かもしれない。
for Pavlova's clever though. Pavlova's not stupid like you. Pavlova knows that we literally break everything and we're like the protagonists of the universe. If Pavlova knows what's good, she'll be like, no, I'm not going to try and fight the fucking rover. She's literally ordained to win. But I guess they need to play it up for the purposes of, like, who's the villain?
躊躇しているのか。まさか今日の短い思い出の方が私たちよりも大切だと。
2 points here. 1. Triss, stop talking yourself as us when you're actually like a grown man using a child's body. Like, you're just making yourself seem more of a villain than is even reasonable. And 2, I knew the rover from beforehand. Very clearly, Pavlova already knew her. I mean, the fact that you don't know that Pavlova knew her means that Pavlova's probably a secret hero in this situation for some fucking reason. Why is the name in quotes changing some shit? It's changeling type logic. It's changeling logic. It's not actually the character. This is that girl. Remember when I started complaining when a man showed up and said, I will help you get what you want? And was clear. I was like, oh, okay. Clearly he's the actual villain. And like Pavlova's going to be treated as the poor girl who just wanted to save her friends, misled. God, I hate you, Wuthering Waves.
いいえ、冥府にはもともとあの人の席を用意している。それを前倒したところで何の問題もないわ。あの人は冥府に行って
Trapping her now changes nothing in the end. She will fulfill her promise to me there.
なら急ぐといい。冥府の影響は深まっている。もう時間の余裕はない。
Oh my god, she's having brain trauma. Once again, you got like a spooky thing going on here where like clearly you're trying to imply that she's POV walking through somewhere. Like this. But like... Wait, stop. I can't pause. Damn, why can't I pause the game? Whatever. Fuck it, we'll get to the next point where I can pause and end the game. We'll end the stream there. I can wait. But why did they make it cut off when I'm walking at the same speed? So you've got a bunch of people in your head who really want to get out and are like sad because you're shitty at this whole like... Wait, what's going on? Oh, cutscene. At least the music is a bit better. Oh my god, because of course Rover is your best friend. Oh god. I'm getting annoyed because I like the idea of an interesting character, but it's so fucking predictable and stupid and unfun. And just not well told. Oh my god. Pavlova, that's me! Perhaps you shouldn't have let them all be alive in your brain. Maybe you could have just like let them be like asleep for a while. I'm tuning a store. Why has she got it? I just wondered. Why is her arm dressed up like she's had like some BDSM stuff going on it? Okay, like her best friend who's like in an NPC body, real. Reservoirs from dead humans are destined to disperse or distort. They become tactic distort. They are no longer human. Yeah, I know what they're trying to say and what she's doing. It's fine.
すぐ叶う。死者の骨髄は枯らさない。血が冷たくなることもない。フローは生きて、お母さんとお父さんも
That's her mom?
本当は一緒にいなかった。
So poorly done.
フローバ、あなたの指揮を信じているわ。いつかこの世界を変えてちょうだい。
I just feel like they show things off. Like, sometimes the cutscenes are amazing, and then they just do something. They're like, her best friend, her mom and her dad, and they just like have shitty fucking NPC bodies, and doesn't feel like she really cares much at all. They're just not maybe I'm expecting too much. So yeah, she's trying to, yeah, I know what she's trying to do. Oh my god, explosion. What? Is she gonna get fucking killed? That's kind of cool. Alright, I'm here to save you. My beloved WuWa, who for no reason I'm a villain towards at this point, because there's literally no reason why you're a villain to Robot. Like, legitimately. Like, I'm not kidding. Oh, I gotta press this button. Like, legitimately. Didn't make any sense. Oh no, we're spinning. It's neat, I guess. Wham. I don't know why I keep having hopes for this game. Every time something happens, I'm just like... Oh. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. Wouldn't it be like, why is the place exploding for no reason? Like, am I crazy for that? Am I crazy for like going like, why are we suddenly like, why is it exploding? Did he set a bomb? Is that what happened? And then like we're in like fucking murder mode or something? It feels just like random and so sudden for no real purpose, you know what I mean? Wow. Oh, I have to press it a bunch. Jesus Christ, look at the power that the MC supposedly has. Yeah, I just like fucking, I'm basically Moses. Oh no, I'm gonna die. Yeah, okay, that's a good question. Why didn't it explode? Okay, so alright, fair enough. The security system's pretty fucking awful if it, like, you all got killed by the Order. Like, the security system was made by the Fractors, as well as the Order. How did you get fucked over by that? Why did we end up holding hands for her to save her from immediate danger? Well, we're gonna stop here, though. I know someone, I think Venex from the last stream that I did in Wuthering Waves said that this would be a superior quest to Lupa's. And while I think it's a superior quest in a lot of other stories, I'm not really feeling it as much as in the setup way. The setup, like the setup for Lupa was way better, but then they fumbled it after the midpoint. This one is much better in a throughout kind of way. Like it's got all, it's introducing all of its stuff, I guess. But generally, I just find the execution is still sloppy. And also the elements of the narrative are just kind of predictable and uninteresting. It's always, oh, cute girl or character you like is actually a good girl, there's a big villain behind them. And that big villain is just really the big villain. And just like the Theoden, it's boring and uninteresting. Even though they gave Triss, that little evil Triss monster, like, I'll help you out. It's such an obvious, boring villain trope that I'm so bored. The theater, yes, the theater kid dialogue. Oh, with Lupa, when she talks to you in the thing, it felt like I was talking to like the girl, and like we were getting along. We felt like people. We're talking to Pavlova. Feels like you're talking to like a theater kid, like 80% of the time. It's really fucking annoying. But no, I'll leave it here. Next week, we're going to play some other games as well as continue with Wuthering Waves. My hopes for this arc being the one that improves and makes me happy has lowered. I just don't think this is the one that's going to pull it off, honestly. But we'll see. We'll see. I can be wrong, and I hope I'm wrong. We'll end it while looking at the sexy girl because she's cute. Despite everything, she is cute. And look, we can look down her top. Nice. Nice. But thank you for hanging out, guys. Thanks for chilling. I know we're just having a bit of a time of it. So I hope you have a wonderful evening and a wonderful day. And I'll catch you in the next one.